must go all out. Just this once. I don't like you, Muhammad. Dawa boys, you've left me no choice. Bible's been corrupted, that should go to line. But you claim the same book, prophesize your sign, twisting every scripture, faking all the quotes, hiding all the facts, trying to keep your boat afloat. Without lies, Islam dies. Perfect preservation, yeah, that myth got wrecked. Worldly Quran don't even match the text. Used to flex science, now you backing away, cause camel embryo facts don't hit the same today. Got the Islamic dilemma, you can't solve that. Every answer you give makes the problem snap back. Say the Bible's corrupt, but your own book cries. Bibles are Allah's words, they can't be revised. If Allah's words can't change, then your claims are fraud. You just argued yourself against the word of your God. Injil's secret book, that's your mystery prize. But the Quran said Christians should judge by it. Lies, then your crew pull muter like it's just a game. Ruined the life and trashed a man's name. All that dawah talk, but when truth appears, you vanish from the chat like it hurt your ears. Without lies, Islam dies. Can't hide truth, can't spin those lies. Without lies, Islam dies. Dawah cries when the facts arise. Without lies, Islam dies. Can't hide truth, can't spin those lies. Without lies, Islam dies. Dawah cries when the facts arise. We follow Jesus better, sure in your dream. While cutting out his claims like you're cropping a meme. Crown off his head, toss his cross in the bench. The smile for the camera like you're still his kin. Jesus was a Muslim, cute little twist. Redefine the word so the facts don't exist. If labels could change what the records prove. If Pharaoh was a Yahweh fan, and Judas stayed true. Muhammad in the Song of Solomon, boy, you made your prophet a fool. Snuggled up with Solomon and came the man of Ozu. Without lies, Islam dies. Can't hide truth, can't spin those lies. Without lies, Islam dies. Dawah cries when the facts arise. You preach perfect text, but the proof ain't there. Half wash, even your readers don't care. Call the Bible corrupt, but still quote it loud. Trying to find Muhammad just to please your crowd. You catch graphic pens, yeah, that's your flex. You just wrote your prophet in the Solomon's bed. Then the man of Al came riding through all night long, and you say that's true. Jesus was a Muslim, the word plays dead. By that logic, Pharaoh bowed his head. You twist, you spin, but you can't disguise that every dawah claim is built on lies. Without lies, without lies, without lies, without lies,
What's going on, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome to today's live stream here on the Cross Unit. Man, I am your host, Brother Maverick. Really appreciate all you guys being here on this beautiful 10th of January. I am so extraordinarily blessed and grateful to be with you guys, man, as I always feel like I am. Welcome to everybody wherever you are listening to from. Let's go ahead and fix this right quick. For some reason, every single time I go live, I always got to fix this. I always got to reset it. That's all good. It's all good. It's a small thing to fix. I have no problem with it. No problem with it. All right, ladies and gents. Today, we are going to be talking about something that it connects. I'm trying my best to do more and more connecting back to biblical scripture, because ultimately that's what's in my heart. That's what I want to do, right? I want to make sure that we are not obfuscating what really matters, and that is biblical scripture. And ironically enough, guys, the fundamental foundational event in Islam has a lot to do with a very important person in the Bible, and that is the angel Gabriel. Now, I have my old debate brief up here. And the reason I have it up here, guys, it's several months old, but still a goodie. The information doesn't change. The reason that I'm talking about this is because people think in Islam that the angel Gabriel was the one who originally encountered Muhammad in the cave of Hira. There's a huge issue with that. We know the behavior pattern of the angel Gabriel. We know the behavior pattern of angels. We know the behavior pattern of Yahweh. We know how one of the most important things, whether you're talking about Gabriel or even theophanies, as Brother Johnny always talks about, one of the most important things that happens during these encounters is identification, ladies and gentlemen. When God spoke to Moses, when God spoke to Abraham, there was no ambiguity as to who was speaking. No ambiguity. This was very, very obvious. You were told, hey, this is God. I am God. I am the I am. Right? When Gabriel spoke to Zechariah, when he spoke to Daniel, when he spoke to Mary, he always let people know, hey, this is who I am. There's no way that for whatever reason, the encounter in the cave of Hira went differently because Islam is so special. If this was truly an angel of light, this angel of light would have immediately identified himself the way that he did to Zechariah, the way that he did to David, the way that he did to Mary, because they did not want there to be any ambiguity as to who this was. Enter the cave of Hira, and we have Muhammad going into a dark cave to meditate for whatever reason. He thought that was a good idea, and was approached by an entity who never identified himself, who did things to Muhammad that Gabriel never did to anybody. There's no instance of Gabriel physically contacting anyone. It didn't happen. It was not a thing. It didn't happen. Right? So we're going to talk about that today. From the book of 1 Peter chapter 1, verses 15 and 16, guys, goes as follows. Just as he who called you is holy, so be holy in all you do. For it is written, be holy, because I am holy. Again, 1 Peter chapter 1, verses 15 through 16. Thoughts on today's verse? Hey, word. I ain't a mod. Yes, you are. What? Hold on. That's set now. Allow moderators. Word, you're the original. Yeah, you are. You have everything. Here. I even just confirmed to access live recordings. Here, let me invite you. Let me invite you, Word. What up, dude? For Chris, assalamu alaikum. What's up, man? Let me see if I manual invite. You know, the thing is, sometimes when I go live on TikTok Live Studio, the invite button or the request button doesn't show up. It doesn't show up right away. I don't know why, but then eventually it just ends up showing up. So that's definitely not an us issue. That is a them issue. I don't know. I don't know what to say about that. We had somebody up here and they left. Mufasi something, whatever you are. You could request back up, brother, if you want to talk. I'm anxious to talk to some of my peeps, man. Some of my peeps, some of my brothers and sisters created in God's image. Thank you guys so much. Oh, it's back. Okay, yeah, there you go. I invited you anyway, Word. There we go. Hash Brown brother. Okay, and he got the Stephen A. Smith profile picture.
I was about to say, if you really took my mod thing away, I was going to drive up there today. Like, your brother and I are planning for him to see me in like 2 weeks.
Nice.
F it all. I will drive there right now. Okay. And listen, both Sharon and your brother told me that you're like someone not to be messed with. But you know what? I'm pretty little and I can run fast. Okay. So I don't care. I don't care. Don't mess with me.
Hello.
What's up, Hash Brown? How you doing, brother?
I'm good. How are you?
You a Muslim, brother? I'm good. Thank you for asking, man. Are you a Muslim, man?
Yes, I'm Muslim.
Oh, thanks for calling in, bro. I appreciate you, man. How are you today?
I'm good. How are you?
Good, man. I can't complain. They're all blessed through the glory of God. You know what I mean? So yeah, brother. Did you want to talk about the prompt?
Yeah. What's false about Islam's origin?
Well, the origin story, the foundational event is the encounter in the cave of Hira with Muhammad. Yes.
Yes.
Okay, excellent. So, just to be completely fair, I'm just gonna let you know I'm not gonna blaspheme. I expect you not to blaspheme. I want to have a respectful conversation. I want this here to be different. You know what I'm saying? I think that Muslims and Christians have been at each other's throats a lot, and it's fine. It's great for clicks, but at the end of the day, I don't think it does anything for the soul. Would you agree?
Great.
So, yeah, I will respect Muhammad and Allah, despite the fact that I don't believe in either one of them. But that doesn't mean I need to disrespect you or what you believe.
Okay.
So here's my thing. From an academic standpoint, the reason that I feel there's an issue with the Cave of Hira is because what happened to Muhammad was actually an adversity instead of a blessing. If we look at, I do have the debate brief here, so I'll bring it up. If we look at sources like Sahih al-Bukhari 6982 and 4953, it talks about the things that this entity did to him, where they were repeatedly squeezing him, commanding him to recite, which is very unkind considering that Muhammad was illiterate. He couldn't read and write, which wasn't too uncommon. It wasn't uncommon for people back then to be illiterate. But you would think that if this was an angel, he obviously would know that Muhammad cannot read and write, right? And making him recite or making him read is like, well, what are you doing? He struck fear into him. Muhammad requested to be covered because he felt very cold. He had to consult with Khadijah and Waraka. And Waraka was the one who identified and said, well, this was Gabriel. The problem with that, brother, is that we have an established behavior pattern for Gabriel, and it's nothing like that. And I would want to start with the first question is that in the instances that we know where Gabriel interacted with people, when he interacted with Zechariah, when he interacted with Daniel, when he interacted with Mary, he immediately identified himself. There was no ambiguity to who it was that they were talking to, right? So my question is, how could Waraka possibly know that this was the angel Gabriel, especially considering that Muhammad was afflicted in a way that none of these other biblical figures were? They afraid? Absolutely. When they saw the angel? Absolutely. But immediate clarity was provided to those individuals. That was not the case with Muhammad. What we feel was that he was attacked by a demon in the cave. And that's why I say, if this encounter was exactly what I think it is and what it sounds like, then Islam is false. Does that make sense?
Okay. To be honest, I don't agree with your premise that just because someone is afraid or because he didn't immediately identify himself, then that means it wasn't the angel. It was, what did you say? You said it was a demon?
Yes.
Okay. So I don't agree with that premise because even if you look at Surah Maryam, when the angel Gabriel came to her, she told him to stay away. I don't want any man to touch me, and she was afraid of him in the beginning. So that's not the only thing. And also, what's it called? If you're getting revelation, it's not supposed to be a friendly meeting. This is like revelation crashing into a human being. Even in one verse, it said in English, I don't remember because I speak Arabic. He said, if we sent the Quran on a mountain, you would see it humbled and shattered. So you're not meant to feel safe in the moment. You're meant to feel overwhelmed because revelation is not ordinary speech. This is my opinion. And, so I don't agree with your premise, but this is it's like a matter of opinion. I don't think that defines prophethood.
Okay.
What do you think about the prophet that doesn't make him but no, that's not the prompt. Let's stick to the prompt.
Right. Yeah. We'll stick to the prompt for right now. And I appreciate your response. Obviously you don't agree. That's fine. I expected you not to agree. But again, this is what I find interesting because a lot of times when I speak to Muslims, this is essentially the same round and round that we end up doing. And it turns out to be that's what you guys are doing is that you looked at Surah Maryam, which is fine. That's fine. I have no problem with that. Because even then it still aligns with what we look at in the book of Luke. When he approached her, she was afraid. And I did 100% make myself transparent about that. There's no ambiguity about the fact that these people were afraid.
Can I ask you a question?
Yeah, give me a second. What you're not getting into, though, is the fact that they were afraid and were provided with immediate identification. And they were immediately told, do not be afraid. I'm here to give you whatever. None of those people, after receiving revelation, ended up wanting to do the things that Muhammad wanted to do to himself, as far as unaliving himself, as far as trying to throw himself off the cave. Now, mind you, I'm using just your source material to show that this is what Muhammad said he wanted to do. Okay.
Yes.
So that's what I'm saying. Like, your opinion makes sense that revelation would probably cause people to freak out, because as human beings, we're not built to receive information, divine information like that. However, there's no instance in biblical history, if this is the same angel, where people reacted the way that Muhammad did. Does that make sense? And that's what I'm saying. Like, you're talking about the fear, and that's fine, but this is the repeated pattern. Muslims say, well, they were all afraid. Yes. But then what you are now obfuscating is Gabriel's immediate clarification, making sure there was no ambiguity in who he was speaking to, making sure they weren't afraid, and then giving them the revelation, which did not ever make any one of them want to take their own life. See what I'm saying?
Okay, so you said, what's it called? There's no biblical history for this?
There is no biblical history for the angel Gabriel interacting with someone and them wanting to throw themselves off a cave, or saying they felt like they were possessed or anything like that. I mean, not off a cave, off of a cliff.
No, but there's no biblical... no, not throwing off. You said terrified, scared, right?
No, I didn't say scared. That's not what I said.
Okay, but
He actually said they were scared, and then they were given comfort by the angels.
That's what I said.
Yep.
Well, okay, but I can say the same thing. The prophet was then given comfort that this was revelation. He was not scared every time Gabriel came to see him. So it's the same thing. It's the first
that's fine. Awesome. But that's fine. Even if that were true, even if I granted that to you for the sake of conversation, that's fine. Let's just say that's true. The fact of the matter is, you're still not addressing the fact that this is not Gabriel. You have to remember, if this is the same entity that approached him afterward, and he's getting Muhammad to do the things that he wants to do, there would be no reason for him to instill fear into Muhammad anymore. Because if he's causing him to ensure that there is quote unquote revelation coming to people, and that revelation is going to do nothing but what the Quran actually does, and pull people away from Jesus Christ as God, then that entity has no reason to make Muhammad afraid, because he's getting what he wants. But at the end of the day, the fact remains that there is no reason to believe, through the behavior patterns, right? In my line of work, there's something called modus operandi, behavior patterns.
We have a hadith that says that the angel Gabriel...
That's fine. That's again, but brother, here, okay, your hadith says that. I grant you that. No problem. The fact of the matter is, here, let me put it to you another way. If this took place in the cave, right? And he was squeezed to the point where he could not take it. He was told to recite, even though this entity knew that he could not recite. He told his wife that he felt that he was possessed by a jinn. He asked her to cover him. He ran all the way home, which we could assume was probably several kilometers, the cave from where he lived, right? Yes. And then when he finally got there and told him this, Waraka was the one who said, "Oh, yeah, that was the angel Gabriel." He identified the visitor as Namas of Moses. Okay, great. Yeah. Now, here's the issue again. At no point would Waraka have any idea who it was. The entity did not reveal itself to Waraka. It revealed itself to Muhammad.
Yeah, okay, but I don't get your point.
You don't get my point.
Yeah, because Waraqa ibn Nawfal said this could be the angel Gabriel, right? And then afterwards, Gabriel confirmed and said, "Yes, I am the angel Gabriel." So, and also,
where did he confirm that?
From the hadith sayings of the Prophet.
Okay, but it didn't. So interestingly, you guys believe that the angel Gabriel was the one who brought the revelations of the Quran to Muhammad on behalf of Allah. Yes?
Yes.
And yet nowhere in the Quran is he identified as the one bringing that revelation. You need to go to hadith.
No, even in the Quran. But the Quran doesn't say the angel Gabriel by name, but he says...
I know. That's the point. Listen, here's the thing. You don't find it problematic that your source material from centuries later are the ones identifying him as this angel? Do you not find it strange?
No, listen. Okay, we have. In Surah Al-Baqarah, It says this: قل من كان عدوا لجبريل فإنه نزل على قلبك بإذن الله مصدقا. Say whoever is an enemy of Jibreel, it is he who brought the Quran down. Like, look at the verse. It's in Surah Al-Baqarah. Like, this is all. Like, did you read the Quran?
Yes.
Okay, go to Surah Al-Baqarah. Let me give you the which verse. Surah Al-Baqarah. Wait, because I going off memory. Surah. Wait, Quran. What do you guys use? Quran.com? Because I don't know.
I use QuranX.com.
Okay, Surah Al-Baqarah.
You're talking about
Are you looking for-
297?
Wait, let me see.
Surah Al-Baqarah 297. Here, let me see.
Is it the same one I just said?
I believe so. I'm bringing it up right now. I
did
looked
you
it up on Google to see which one it was, and then it gave me the verse. So now
Yes,
I'm looking
okay,
up.
here we go.
Okay.
There we go.
All right,
Surah Al-Baqarah.
Okay. So, say whoever is an enemy to Gabriel, for he brings down the revelation to thy heart by Allah's will, a confirmation of what went before, and a guidance and glad tidings for those who believe. Sure. Okay, great. So it does say that it was Gabriel, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Now,
So the Prophet already knew that even before this.
if the prophet knew it, then why did Waraka have to tell him?
Because, let me tell you, the Prophet at the time, you're talking about a time where they prayed to...
So sorry. Hold on one second.
Hello.
Hold on one sec. If you don't mind, Brother Maverick, is Gabriel's name in quotation marks?
Gabriel?
Yeah.
In
When-
QuranX.com,
It's
I
not-
don't see it in quotations. No.
Okay, that's all I wanted to know. Thank you.
No problem. Yeah. I'm sorry. Go ahead, Hash.
Yeah, okay. So even like it goes back to the same. It's a normal human reaction to be afraid of something supernatural. It's a normal human reaction.
Right. We've already granted.
So
that
yeah,
there
we've
would be fear.
established this, and we've also established that this entity that you said was a demon has identified himself to the Prophet, and in the Quran we have proof as well. Not just in hadith.
when did he identify himself?
Does it matter?
Yeah, it does matter.
Why does it matter? I just showed you proof in the Quran that it's the angel Gabriel.
brought it up.
Because you brought it up. Number one, and number two, because we
But
have
what about the premise you disagree with?
Okay, Hash, because you are willingly ignoring the fact that fear was not the only factor, which you and I have already gone over, right? I already transparently admitted to you that there was fear on every time. What you're doing is you're ignoring everything else that came of it, which from your own prophet's words, of course, if the entity later started calling itself Gabriel and saying that to Muhammad, because Muhammad started believing that, it wouldn't matter because a demon can lie without issue. There's no problem with that. My question to you is, what you're trying to do is you're trying to give a lot of, respectfully, you're giving a lot of Islamic dogma for explanation about how people are going to react to revelation, but you're ignoring the rest of the encounter. Because you can talk about the fear all you want. No problem. I grant you that they were all afraid. What you are ignoring is Muhammad saying, I feel like I've been possessed by a jinn, trying to jump off of a cliff, feeling like he was going to lose his life at the fact that this thing kept repeatedly squeezing him. There's nothing in history from the angel Gabriel doing anything like that. Do you have any kind of manuscripts, any kind of history showing that there was the angel Gabriel encountering another human being and having a similar experience to what Muhammad had?
Okay, so you think what this demon is? It what is it part? Does it follow Satan, for example? What is this demon? Like, what is it?
Well, there's only two sides, brother. So what would you think? Of course.
So okay, so if this demon follows Satan, then why in Islam we hate Satan? Like, does that make sense to you?
Yes. You want to know exactly why? You want me to answer that question honestly? Because you guys can say you hate Satan, right? Let's say you hate somebody, but you're helping his cause every single day. It doesn't matter how
am I
much you
helping
hate
his
him.
cause?
Because you guys in the acts of the Quran you deny the divinity of Jesus Christ. You deny the crucifixion. Muhammad,
Okay, but it's not just us; it's also the Jews as well.
that brother. I'm not talking to a Jewish person right now. I'm speaking with you.
I understand, but
Okay.
also is it also for Moses was a demon?
That doesn't follow. How does that follow?
Okay, but like you told me, the Jews now only pray to one. They pray to one
Hash,
God, right?
okay, here, let me go back to your question.
And so do
How,
we.
right. How does it follow?
No, they don't think Jesus is God.
Hash,
You
I need
guys
to,
think Jesus is God.
hash. I need you to slow down, brother, because you're getting off the point on me. You're talking about Moses now. You're talking about the demons.
What's your point?
Moses, first of all, chronologically, right, through a temporal lens, Muhammad came after Jesus Christ. Did Moses come after Jesus Christ or before
Okay,
Jesus Christ?
no problem.
No,
What's your
I'm
point?
asking. Hold on, I'm asking you the question. Did Muhammad come before Jesus Christ or after Jesus Christ? After. Thank you. So Muhammad bringing the original laws where God was establishing a covenant with Israel has nothing to do with Muhammad later on trying to pull people away from the Messiah who shed his blood for us. You're trying to establish a correlation where none exists. So
Yes,
now
but
I ask
that's
you
the-
again. You see what? Now I want you to notice what you did here, brother. Again, respectfully.
problem.
Okay.
Yeah,
We talked about the rest of the adversity that Muhammad went through in the
Yes.
cave, and you started talking about Moses.
Okay,
Now
no
I'm
problem.
going to ask you again. We can talk about the fear, no problem. The difference is I have an entire debate brief here that makes it clear. Look here, as a matter of fact, I'm going to do you one better.
No,
Oh no,
because
I
want
can't
to
show.
know.
I can't show the PDF.
Because you told me, you said it was a demon. I said, I don't agree with that premise. You said it was a demon, and you said we follow the work of Satan.
Then
I
why?
want you to
Okay,
tell-
then why?
If I follow
If
Satan,
it wasn't a demon, okay. So here, let me ask you this: do you believe that when your prophet said things, it's something that you should hold in reverence? If Muhammad says
Yes.
something, it's something you should respect. Okay,
Yes.
your prophet said that he felt like he was possessed by a jinn.
yes, okay, but
Okay,
it wasn't.
so if your prophet said he felt like he was possessed by a jinn, and at no point did he clarify that it wasn't a jinn, because that jinn started identifying himself as Gabriel based on something that Waraka said to Muhammad, and Waraka had no way to know what was in that cave with him. Waraka was just saying whatever he thought was going to make Muhammad feel better, because that's what human beings do. He didn't want Muhammad to take his own life. He didn't want Muhammad to throw himself off a cave. He didn't want Muhammad to feel like he was possessed by a
You're
jinn.
just
So he
assuming.
told him that it wasn't a jinn. But my question to you is, you're saying that it couldn't have been, but you're doing that absent any evidence because, again, you ignored the rest of what he did. Why would Gabriel squeeze your prophet to the point of him not being able to breathe?
Okay. First of all, you're just assuming what Waraqa meant to do. You don't know that. You don't have
I
any
don't
proof.
know that. I'm telling you
Okay,
that that's what
perfect.
human beings do. But at the end of the day, it does not negate the fact that Waraka didn't know who was in that cave. Waraka
Okay, perfect.
had no idea who was there.
The wives of the prophet Khadija brought to him, and he explained the situation, and he assumed it was Gabriel. No problem.
Thank
You
you.
said, why did the Gabriel squeeze him? Allahu a'lam. I don't know. He wanted him to recite.
Thank you.
That's why. Allahu a'lam means only God knows.
And so, Hash, so that
One
brings
second,
us...
but I want.
Okay, go
one
ahead.
second, but
Go ahead. No problem. Go ahead.
You told me that we follow Satan. It was a demon who created the Quran, because of course you cannot deny that the Quran is like revelation, because you know how amazing it is. Okay, because you cannot explain who made the Quran, you cannot explain who authored it, so you say it was a demon. No problem. Why? What about Islam? Do you think it's satanic? Because we deny the divinity of Jesus. Okay, no problem. I also tell you, I bring in a verse from the Quran that Jesus foretold that a prophet will come. His name is Ahmed, and so this is a verse. So we believe that Jesus never claimed divinity.
Okay,
and the Quran is
and
clear.
that's fine. But do you see how you are now waffling into additional subject matter? Because we can talk at length
No,
about the fact that... Hold on, brother. Hold on. I
Yeah.
know. We're just talking here. We're talking like brothers.
Yeah,
Don't
sure.
worry about it. It's all good. You can talk about what you think Jesus said about Ahmed, okay? The problem with that is that despite the fact that there is no manuscript in history that has Jesus saying anything like that, it's still inconsequential to this conversation, right? What you're doing is you are trying to ignore the fact that when Gabriel, dude, I mean, I'll show it to my audience for the sake of it. I have an entire debate brief showing all Muslim, Islamic, and biblical sources for what we have on the angel Gabriel. Okay. I even have a table. Look, feature, biblical Gabriel, Hira encounter, earliest Islamic sources, self-identification, initial effect, physical treatment, message clarity, continuity with prior revelation, and the aftermath. Unfortunately, brother, there's nothing, and I mean absolutely nothing, in our history, manuscript or otherwise, that makes it clear that what your prophet encountered in that cave was angelic or from the real God. So the thing about it is, Hash Brown, we come to an impasse because I know that what you're doing now is you're just kind of spewing everything you've been taught. But at the end of the day, you can't ignore any of this, because if a behavior pattern is established, Gabriel is not going to go out of his way and just go into a cave and smack some poor guy around and tell him to read.
He didn't smack him around, did he?
Brother, squeezing him to the point where Muhammad clearly stated he could not take it. That's abuse. He was physically abused.
Okay, can I ask you a question?
And I'm not trying to be blasphemous.
I'm sorry to interrupt. I have something I have to address really quick.
Go ahead.
Brother Maverick, I need to ask you, because this is your platform and I just bring up people, but you decide if the people are allowed. Central Dawa wants to debate you specifically on this topic in 30 minutes, but given what he did, I don't know if you want to even bring him up here.
Given what he did about
the whole racist stuff, it's up to you.
Oh yeah, no, I'm not gonna platform that guy. The thing is, I've spoken to him before. And his repeated dishonesty and everything like that. It's like, I understand he's trying to run his hustle. I don't have a problem with that. But Central Dawa has been up before, and he's been caught in a lot of lies. He's been caught being very dishonest.
I feel like we finally deplatformed him, and I don't want to give him that platform again.
I'll respect Central Dawa. I mean, if you want to say I'm running, brother, you say whatever you want. I have debated you before. I have debated you and defeated you on the divinity of Christ. You came in and you got defeated, and you ran from Avery about Daniel 2 and Muhammad being in that. So it's up to you, brother. I mean, if you think that I need to continue to give you a platform, hey, brother, you got your own platform, man. You know what I'm saying? I don't owe you anything, man. Like I said, the only thing I owe you, brother, is prayer, and that's all I'm going to do for you. All right?
Yeah, you had your own platform, and you kind of did what you did on it, but you're not going to do that here.
Yeah, you don't get to just call other Christians the N-word and think that we're just going to look the other way on that stuff. And it's not the first time you do something like that. Go ahead, Johnny. What you going to say?
Well, I mean, I was going to ask before you guys mentioned the N-word stuff and all that.
Yeah.
If I could speak to him on Galatians 3, but after that, I'll leave it be, because I don't want to have him platform.
Yeah, Johnny. I mean, you have your own channel, brother. You could, if you want to speak to him, you're more than welcome. But I wouldn't. If I was you, I wouldn't. That's just my advice.
Don't platform him anymore, Johnny. This guy just needs to be left in 2025.
Oh yeah. So you're I'm sorry, Central, but you've made it clear that you're a racist. And the other day I was actually watching Brother George cook you on your own channel too, and I didn't say anything because I didn't want to be a distraction, but I actually recorded it, and I'm thinking about uploading it to my channel. Because you were being so willingly disingenuous, despite the fact that he was giving you an analogy that you couldn't contend with. So you kind of just started repeating yourself, hoping that he was going to answer the way you wanted him to. So yeah, I don't know, brother. Like I said, you're able to say whatever you want, Central. But at the end of the day, you've always been brought up here, and nobody's ever run from you. You've debated people here. You've debated me. I mean, you were the one who appealed to a heretical sect of Christianity and tried to say that because they made a claim that Jesus wasn't crucified, therefore there are people that agree with the Quran that Jesus wasn't crucified. And you appeal to a group of people that actually never believed that Jesus existed in physical form anyway. So this is the type of person you are, but it's okay.
Muslims do that. They love to appeal to non-Christians for Christian theology. It's crazy.
Yeah. It's all good, Central. I pray that one day your heart is softened and you see the truth, brother, because your videos are easy to debunk, and you're arguing. I mean, you're a blatant, and you're a liar, brother. I'm telling you straight out, you're a liar. Like when you were debating Grafted, you debated and you say you don't have a second device, and then I look at you on camera and you're clearly looking down at a second device, and it's like you lie for unnecessarily, and it's like at some points you just don't want to deal with people like that anymore.
Sorry to interrupt you guys. You can go back to it. He was just, I didn't want him to think that I was going to just reject his request. This is not my platform, but I do know where Maverick's morality stands. Yeah. And I do think that him and I stand together when saying that we don't think that it's appropriate to make racist comments anywhere.
Yeah, amen. So, that's just not for me, man. And you know what? I know Q-Top and Avery and them, they'll ignore it, but I'm not going to ignore it. You don't get to treat people like that, because we would never do it to you. And if we did, it'd be the end of the world and you guys would never stop talking about it. So back to it, Hash Brown. I'm sorry, brother. I'm so sorry. Thank you so much for waiting patiently. Go ahead, brother. Go ahead.
Look, because I'll be honest, I don't know the Bible, so I'm gonna use Google.
Okay, go ahead.
Because you said because I know the Quran. To be honest,
Well, you're honest.
That's yeah.
I
Go
don't
ahead.
care
about being honest.
Brother,
I
I
don't care
have
too much
no,
about,
I have no problem with that. Go ahead, brother. Go ahead.
Yeah.
You're honest.
You
That's
said
good.
none of the people, they weren't afraid of an angel when they first. You said usually they identify themselves and the people are not afraid, right?
Yeah.
So Daniel was
No.
not afraid.
No. That's not what I said.
Wait.
I didn't say they weren't afraid. I'm sorry. I misheard. I didn't say they
Okay,
weren't
what's-
afraid. I have said to you several times, and there are witnesses that I made it clear that they were afraid. And here in my contrast table, it makes it clear that if we're looking at the feature in self-identification, right? All we got to do is go through the first 3 of 6, where he names himself as Gabriel in Daniel 8:16 and in Luke 1:19, right? And that's the biblical. That is the biblical Gabriel. In the Hira encounter, he was identified. He was identified later by Waraka, not by the visitor in the cave. Now, again, going back, I'm only hold on. I'm walking you through this real quick, brother. Let me land real quick, okay?
Yeah.
If we go to the feature of initial effect, it says that in the Bible they had fear, which were met with words of peace. Do not be afraid. Gabriel was known to say the words, "Do not be afraid."
Did he?
Right?
But he didn't. Okay, let me ask you a question.
And then the physical treatment, there was no harm or crushing recorded by any of them, nor was it asserted by any of them. And there was message clarity, which was immediate explanation and interpretation.
Okay, but when this is according to Google. Tell me, Google's wrong. An angel touched Daniel and his strength vanished. This is true?
Correct.
Okay, so
But he
so
didn't.
what's your
It's
issue
not
with
Daniel
that?
2. Hold on. Is that Daniel 10?
It says Daniel 10, yeah.
right. Does it say, or is that Gabriel? Does it say
So
that it's
this is-
Gabriel?
Okay, but Gabriel's not an angel?
Yeah, no. That's not, brother. Hold on. Don't start being dishonest now,
No, I'm not
because
being dishonest.
you're talking about something in Daniel 10. Was the angel in Daniel 10 identified as Gabriel? Because different angels have different, they have different messages and they have different styles. They have different missions from God. So we're talking specifically about Gabriel, okay? What you can't do is you can't go later and say, but this angel did this, but this theophany did that. No, we're talking specifically about Gabriel, brother.
Okay, but then
Can I
if
just
it wasn't
address Daniel
great, if
10?
it was
Go,
this
yeah.
is the
Hold
problem.
on, Hash, and Johnny wants to clarify something about Daniel 10 for you. Go ahead, Johnny.
Okay, bro.
Yeah, so he's alluding to Daniel 10, verse 10, which says, "Suddenly a hand touched me, which made me tremble on my knees and on the palms of my hands." But you can't stop there, you gotta keep reading. So verse 11, "And he said to me, O Daniel, man greatly beloved, understand the words that I speak to you and stand upright, for I have been sent to you." While he was speaking this word to me, I stood trembling. And it continues, verse 12, "Then he said to me, do not fear, Daniel, for from the first day that you, for from the first day that you set your heart to understand and to humble yourself before your God, your words were heard, and I have come because of your words." I believe I actually have this verse on a shirt that I have, but anyways, moving on, sorry. But the prince of the kingdom of Persia, this is something disputed as to who this is specifically, so we'll just move on from that, "withstood me 21 days, and behold, Michael, one of the chief princes, came to help me, for I had been left alone," and just describing the angel's experiences. There's a specific part. Give me 1 second. Let me find the specific part so I don't bore you here.
No worries, no.
But while he's looking for that, Hash, I do appreciate that you are genuinely attempting to engage in the conversation and teaching yourself about scripture and being honest. I have no problem with you not knowing the Bible. I wouldn't expect you to have a whole lot of knowledge about the Bible. So I don't want you to think that we're making fun of you or anything like that. I really do 100%
No, it's fine.
appreciate
To
your
be
honesty.
honest, respectfully, I don't want to know too much. I'm just for the sake of this argument, that's why.
I got you. No problem. Go ahead, John.
Yeah, so this is verses 18 and 19. "Then again, the one having a likeness of man," this is the creature that appeared to Daniel, "the man touched me and strengthened me. And he said, O man greatly beloved, fear not, peace be to you, be strong. Yes, be strong. So when he spoke to me, I was strengthened and said, let my Lord speak, for you have strengthened me." So although the power, it's not that he was like in the instance of the cave of Hira, the creature, the angel was not crushing Daniel or punching him or whatever, not harming him physically. He touched him, but Daniel as a man, and keep in mind, Daniel's also like in his 80s, 90s, I'm not sure how, but he was on this old age at that point.
He was old, yeah. He was older already.
So this old man standing before this, angelic creature, it's just gonna have physical effects on him. But then when you keep reading, this creature is strengthening Daniel and trying to uplift him and encourage him. So I'll leave it there. There's a lot of stuff in this chapter, but I'll leave it there. I don't
and thank you for the clarification, Johnny, because there is definitely a difference. And again, that was not Gabriel. It was another angel. Yeah, it was another angel. But the thing is, that angel, even in making physical contact, was not abusive in his physical contact.
Okay, but I want to be honest with you, okay? First of all, I don't believe he was abusive. This is your opinion. This what happened. This is your opinion. He squeezed him. It doesn't mean he was abusive. That's one. Second of all, you said that what you said, like assuming, because I don't believe in the Bible, it's assuming it's true and comparing both the stories. This to me looks like this proves to me that whoever what visited the Prophet Muhammad alayhi salatu wasalam was an angel. This is my opinion from what I read, because this proves to me, because you see examples. You said there's no examples. I gave you one.
No, hold on. So let's stop right there.
Let me finish and you can continue.
All right, go ahead.
And also, if you say it wasn't Gabriel, it was a demon, I don't agree with this, because we preach monotheism. We condemn idols. If you read the Quran,
I'm gonna stop you right there, because has nothing to do. What you're doing now is you are entering into Muslim dogma, and it's unnecessary because it has because you're gonna get into the whole we're monotheists and this and that. That has nothing to do with anything. Okay. What I'm trying to explain to you is, respectfully, you gave me an example that at best can be looked at as a non sequitur, because the example that you gave did not in any way equate what happened between Gabriel and the entity in the cave of Hira, nor did you even give an example that was with Gabriel, right? That would be like the police interviewing two witnesses and somebody saying, well, Maverick did X, Y, and Z, but Hash Brown did something else, and you try to use what I did as an example to model your behavior. No. Two completely different things, right? Two completely different angels. And you're talking about Daniel being touched by a different angel that was not Gabriel, because we know when Gabriel gave revelation, he came on behalf of the Almighty to give revelation, immediately made sure that he did not receive any worship, that they were not afraid. And, and again, you're trying.
How do you know it's not Gabriel?
Brother, because I already told you, because Gabriel's behavior pattern has been established in Daniel and in Luke and his encounters. Brother, let me talk. All right. Yeah. In his encounters with Daniel, with Zechariah, with Mary, he always said the same thing. There's no way you're going to convince me that an angel of light, someone whose wisdom is beyond both yours and mine understanding, is going to change his behavior pattern, and whether you want to acknowledge it as such or not, go into a cave and squeeze a human being to the point where he could not take it. Now, if that's not abuse to you, I don't want to know what qualifies as abuse, because that, I'm sorry, is 100% abusive behavior. Repeated squeezing, and he did it more than once, okay? Commanding him to recite knowing that he can't, and causing terror, and then not getting any sort of clarification. I'm sorry, brother, that's not Gabriel. And Wadaka, again, if you have an encounter 5 miles away from your house and you run all the way home, tell your family members what happened to you, and your wife's cousin says, oh, I know, that was Peter. How do you know? You weren't there. You have no idea who it was. You're making an assumption based on absolutely nothing, because if Wadaka was a Christian, he clearly had never read the Bible, because there's nothing in the Bible that indicates that Gabriel would ever compose himself in that manner.
First of all, the Bible you have today is not the Bible the Arabs had at the time, because there was no King James Bible. There was no. It was different.
Brother. Again, that's not. That is inconsequential, because you know why it's inconsequential? Because you have no manuscript evidence showing us that what you guys. First of all, it's already been proven that the Bible that existed in the 7th century is the same one we have today. That's through manuscript and historical evidence. No matter what, even if it was
according
corrupted,
to academic sources.
There's what academic sources?
No, I'm saying even according to sources, the same.
Which ones? You can't say, brother, don't say sources if you're not going to identify them.
I'm asking you a question. When was the first Bible written?
The first Bibles were codified in the 3rd century. The original manuscripts were already being written a couple of years after the events of the crucifixion.
How do you
So
know?
the difference is you don't know what you're confusing is you think that because
No problem.
the
Teach me,
Bible,
teach me.
you think that because the Bible wasn't codified until a certain time and compiled, right, and
Yeah.
canonized, that the churches didn't already have tens of thousands of manuscripts,
No
which they
problem,
had
no
already
problem.
been using.
No problem. Teach me. When was the first? Show me the manuscripts. I'll Google it
Again,
now.
it's inconsequential to the argument. You
Well,
are again.
because you said
You are
accord-
trying to obfuscate.
No.
You are trying to obfuscate from what
No.
happened to you. You know what's crazy about this? This is
Listen.
your prophet. This is your prophet making it
Alhamdulillah,
clear that
yeah.
this is what happened to him. This isn't me making it up. This isn't Brother Maverick rewriting history. This is Muhammad stating that he felt like he was possessed by a jinn.
Okay. Let me answer. You said according to the Bible, Gabriel presents himself in this certain way. I said no problem. I asked you when was the Bible written. You told me it was codified in 3rd century. The earliest manuscripts, the church have them. I said no problem. Okay, show me the evidence that there were the manuscripts that they came during Jesus' time, and I will believe. I'll
Wait,
believe
what?
you.
Show you the evidence that what?
The earliest manuscripts at the time of Jesus.
The earliest manuscripts at the time of Jesus.
You said, yeah, the church was collecting them.
What?
And they
I don't,
came-
hold on. What are you asking me?
I'm asking you, you believe the
Oh,
Bible is the same Bible at the time of Jesus.
Oh.
This is the message he preached, right?
Okay, no, brother.
Hold on.
Hold on. Let me back up
Ash.
because you're not understanding what I'm actually saying. Okay.
Yeah.
You do
Okay.
understand
Hash,
that
slow down because I think
Jesus,
you confused
you're
him.
you're not confused. You're not tracking what I'm saying. When Jesus was alive, he preached from and read from the Old Testament, the Torah. Okay. Jesus was a Jewish man and he preached from the Torah. After the events of the crucifixion is when the oral traditions started becoming written traditions in manuscripts, and copyists and scribes started making sure that those manuscripts were being copied and distributed, copied and distributed, copied and distributed. You do understand that this process started so early that it was impossible for any one heretic to change the manuscripts because they would have had to have changed thousands, especially by the time your prophet was born. So it doesn't even sound like you really know how the manuscripts came into being, because there was
I do.
5,800 Greeks and over 10,000 altogether. We have over 20-something thousand manuscripts for the New Testament alone.
Yeah, but I don't agree with that this is the same Bible, because according to Christians, you believe that Paul saw a vision and then that made
Okay.
him preach to the entire world, right?
Hush. What does that have to do with the prompt, brother?
Because you said
just
according to
analogous
the, you
to
said
everything
you know
else.
Gabriel's no you said you know Gabriel's behavior according to the Bible. I say I don't agree. I don't think the Bible is correct. Anyways,
Even if
That's the issue we come to, you know?
even if you don't think it's correct, it's inconsequential.
I don't think it's God's word. I don't think it's accurate. That's why
okay.
I'm asking.
And,
That's why I believe that.
but you
Respectful.
can say that about the
Yeah.
Bible. The problem for you is that archaeology and manuscript history completely dismantle that dogma that you're spreading. Now
Okay, no
we
problem.
can
Give
we
me-
can
let me
we can
search it.
now we can get into the Quran and the laughable assertion of perfect preservation, but I'm going to respect my platform and I'm going to stay there, and I'm going to ask you to stop trying to go to the Bible, because when you started this conversation, you had no problem with the examples I was using, but then you started realizing that you were losing control of the conversation, so you started trying to attack the credibility of the Bible. Either way, there's
No, I
no
don't
history,
think-
there is no instance in which an angel of light is going to treat a person the way that they did. It's very
Okay.
simple.
I told you from the beginning. This is not me changing my because you think I'm real. This is not like This is a conversation. We're not in a
Yes.
debate. We're having
Whatever
conversation.
you want to call it.
No
At the
one's
end
gonna
of the
be a
day,
winner or a loser.
here, let me ask you a simpler question. If now all of a sudden, if you have an issue with the biblical references, no problem. Here, let me help you out now. How could Wadaka possibly know who was in the cave with Muhammad?
Warqa studied scripture.
What?
He studied scripture, right?
No, I'm asking you a question. I'm asking you a simple common sense question. If
Yeah.
Wadaka was not there with Muhammad, and the entity obviously did not appear to Wadaka, and there's nothing in your source history that states that the entity appeared to Wadaka or identified itself as Jibril, how would Wadaka know who was in the cave? Because in biblical history, we never have a third party identifying Gabriel as Gabriel. we have Gabriel identifying himself. He's more than capable of doing that. Why would he not do that with Muhammad?
I told you. Remember what I told you before? I said,
No.
Allahu Alam. Only God knows.
Thank you. So I
Yeah,
guess
but,
so I guess we're at an impasse then, right? Because if
Dang,
this is true,
we just hit did we really just hit Allahu Alam? Is that what we
Allahu
really
Alam.
just
that's where
did?
we're at.
Allahu Alam.
That's where we're
Allahu
at.
Alam, Allahu Akbar.
Allahu
Allahu
Alam.
Akbar.
Alam.
That's
Yeah.
where we're at. That's where we're at already.
No, it's not even that. We have lots of things in Islam. We say only God knows.
Yeah.
This is,
Oh,
but
no,
even then, like I still don't understand. Like this, what's the issue?
The issue, brother, is that you wanted to attack the credibility of the Bible because you didn't like that when we look at the biblical instances of Muhammad in the cave of Hira, it does not line up with the actual behavior of an angel of light as
this is
from
your
everything
opinion.
no, it's brother, it's not opinion. I have eyes, I can read, right?
Yeah, okay. If you can
Okay,
read, then you know Islam.
so would you think that an angel of light, here, can angels do evil? If it's truly an angel of light, is it going to do evil to someone?
No.
Okay. Do you think that squeezing someone and making them recite when they can't read and making them feel like they're possessed and making them feel like they want to take their own life?
Yeah, but if this is in your opinion, okay. So we believe that Angel Gabriel came with the revelation. You think it's an evil deed that he came with a revelation telling Muhammad to recite? Alayhi salatu
And
wasalam.
revelation, yeah.
That's not the
Okay,
argument.
if you believe
That-
this is
that
evil,
is not
we
the
believe
argument.
that.
That is not the
No,
argument at all.
it's because we believe in different things. That's the issue.
Brother,
Like,
that is not the issue. That's not the issue. Not the issue at all. That is not the issue at all. The issue is
Let me
you
take
are,
can I say something really quick?
You are
Okay.
trying to look at the actions of the entity and you're trying to hand wave them because you know that if you acknowledge them, it's devastating for you. That's the problem.
Yeah.
Acknowledge what?
So
Acknowledge
no, hash. Listen, really quick, brother. Let me let you in on something really quick.
Let me-
When you, as a Muslim, right, when you take Islam and you say that you believe in Allah because Muhammad brought you the Quran, right? You can't actually then tell Maverick that according to how he got revelation and how he had an experience with Gabriel, it's completely fine when you as a Muslim are claiming that Islam is the continuation, right, of previous words. So that being said, remember that as a Muslim, if Islam is continuation, you cannot tell Brother Maverick, it doesn't matter. That's your opinion. Those scriptures that Brother Maverick is giving you in regards to the experiences that people have with Angel Gabriel, when you start throwing them in the trash and saying that's your opinion and it doesn't matter, then you're actually telling Brother Maverick right now, right here, that the Quran is not really a continuation of Christianity. It just wants to trick Christians into thinking that it is, and we're actually going to give you the interpretation of what angel experiences should be. That's crazy.
No, because we first of all, because you guys preach.
Don't say we believe, because I'm an ex-Muslim man. I know exactly what you believe and I don't care. Okay, I'm just telling you so that you
do I
can
believe?
have an easier conversation with Brother Maverick. I'm trying to help you have an easier conversation with him. Okay, you can't tell him that it doesn't matter when, as a Muslim, you're supposed to be the continuation, right, of all of these angel experiences. So when he gives you those angel experiences and you don't have anything to counter it, meaning you don't have other people who said they had those similar angel experiences except for Muhammad, then you can't actually use that argument. I'm trying to help you. Don't debate me. Talk to Brother Maverick.
No, but you talk to me, so you can't talk to me.
That's fine. But if you debate me, I'm just letting you know I'm going to embarrass you. So be careful.
No, it's fine. You're not gonna embarrass.
Okay.
But
I am, because you're getting defensive. You're running away from his argument. So if you get defensive, I'm going to put you in your place, and this is not going to be a conversation anymore. So don't get defensive. I'm trying to help you.
Defensive about what? What did I defend?
It's all
You're
good.
trying to be
It's okay, brother.
defensive.
It's all good. Don't worry about it. It's all good, because this is I know what's going on. He's going to continue to try to engage you word because that gives him the way
No
to
problem.
not
I'll engage with you.
the
No
subject
problem.
matter.
I'll engage with you.
So
No problem.
at the end of the day, brother, are you telling me that you have no way to explain why the entity in the cave of Hira did not identify itself as an angel
No,
of light, as Gabriel? You don't have a way to explain that, right?
No, look. First of all, we established that the angel Gabriel didn't identify himself in the beginning. This is in you know the hadith. I brought it to you.
When did he
I
identify
also brought-
himself?
No, I told you he didn't identify himself in the beginning.
No, I know.
agreed,
When?
right?
When did he identify himself?
We don't know when, but we know that
don't
it
know
was the
when.
angel Gabriel.
So here's the thing then. What you're saying is that Surah 1097 is then rendered moot from my standpoint, and I'm going to tell you why. Because the only reason the Quran says that the angel Gabriel was the one delivering the Quran is because Waraka said that to Muhammad.
So you believe because Waraqa said that to Muhammad, it was the angel. That's why. So who made it up? The demon. The demon made it up, and he followed Waraqa's
The
word.
demon made what up? No,
The demon made
no.
Waraka say that it was the
If
angel.
Waraka said that's Gabriel, and that's how Muhammad started referring to him, the demon never had to identify itself or even lie about who it was because Muhammad started assuming that it was Gabriel.
Okay, so then it wasn't the demon that gave him the Quran. It was Muhammad making it up.
Either way, it doesn't matter.
No, it does because I want you to then you need to explain to me how a prophet and who doesn't know how to read or write make the Quran.
He didn't. He was illiterate. Other people had to scribe it out for him.
Who?
Muhammad didn't write a single letter of the Quran.
I know. Okay, then who wrote it?
Whoever his scribes were.
Good question.
Yeah, that's a great
Okay,
question.
as a Muslim, hey Hash, as a Muslim, you should know Muhammad didn't physically write it. You know
he
that,
didn't write
right?
anything.
Okay, so Zayd ibn Thabit made it up then?
Well, the people who wrote it were whoever were dictating it as he was saying it, but Muhammad didn't write a thing.
Okay, so then Muhammad did say it and they wrote it down. He didn't have help then.
He did have help because he had to tell people when they had to write it. What are you talking about?
Okay, this is news to me. Who helped him?
Wait, you don't know that Muhammad didn't write the Quran?
No, I know he didn't write the Quran. I know the Prophet didn't know how to read or write. You told me he had help.
Yeah, he had scribes. He had people who would write things down that he claimed were revelation from Allah.
I understand, but you told me that he had help to make the Quran, to make it up, right? Or is that's not what you said?
What?
Okay, so what did you mean then? If he had help, then these words Muhammad was speaking was from what? From a demon?
Yes.
So you think it was a demon that told him to stop worshipping? Okay, then why would the demon tell him this? The Arabs were already lost. They were already worshipping idols.
No. There was a lot of people who were worshiping Jesus Christ as God.
Okay, but Muhammad was from Mecca. So majority of the people in Mecca were already preaching idols. Why would the demon do this? This doesn't make sense.
To continue to ensure that they never did come to Jesus Christ.
Yeah, okay. So this is so then we're at an impasse because you believe what you believe. I believe what I believe. Alhamdulillah, I don't think a demon. I don't believe in a religion of a demon.
Okay.
This is your opinion,
Brother, agree to disagree, but I do appreciate the conversation, man. Thank you so much for at least being genuine, and you're welcome to call back anytime, man. Thank you so much.
No worries, thank you.
Have a good one, brother. Any closing thoughts before I stop the recording, guys? Big shout out to brother Elijah Johnson, who was here with us today, guys. Big old Elijah in the house. Thanks for coming in, man. Oh, you know what? Can Elijah say something? I can't hear you. Yeah, we can't hear you. Yeah, I don't know.
I don't have any final comments on this, but I just wanted to say that I was trying really hard not to. I had a feeling you were recording.
Yeah, usually I'm
And
recording.
it was actually a pretty good one, so that's why I was like, "Don't talk to me, just finish talking to him."
No, yeah, I was.
I tried so hard to get him to answer your question.
Yeah,
and he can't. Yeah, no. He can't.
Johnny, did you want to? Did Chris, Johnny, George, anybody?
Yeah, I just wanted to address the Acts chapter 9 stuff with Paul because Jesus didn't come and squeeze Paul or beat him up or anything.
Right.
There was a blinding light which was used as a sign because, first of all, the people there saw something, right? And so they knew something was going on. Paul was blinded, and so that whole thing was used, not like with Gabriel just randomly squeezing Muhammad with no clear, like the Muslim in question that we were speaking to said, Allahu alayhim. Right. Only God knows.
Right.
Now, with Acts chapter 9,
Allahu alam. Allahu alam. Very close, Johnny.
Whatever. So the narrative in Acts chapter 9 lines up perfectly well because then later you see Ananias, and I believe it's Jesus appearing to him. Yes, it's Jesus. And so he's telling Ananias that Paul, speaking of Paul, who was known a persecutor, He's going to come over to your house, right? And that works together because then Ananias prays for him.
Yeah.
This, I believe it says the scales fall off his eyes.
It's Barnabas.
So
It's Barnabas. It's not Ananias. It's Barnabas.
Barnabas?
Yeah.
It's Ananias who was sent to.
It's Ananias, though. It says Ananias here.
Yeah, it's Ananias, George.
Interesting.
I'm looking at the text.
Yeah, probably
Okay,
double check
I
that,
apologize.
yeah. No, all good.
Yeah, it's Ananias. I don't think Barnabas.
Okay,
appears here,
my
but anyways,
bad.
it's fine. It's fine. Yeah, but so that acts not as a random harmful harm on Paul, but that acted as a sign of Jesus truly appearing to him, because he has the independent witness of Ananias, who Jesus appeared to, who Ananias knew Paul was a persecutor. That all works together to prove Paul actually had Jesus revealed to him, and Correct. It wasn't like it's disanalogous to what happened in the cave here. It's completely disanalogous.
Yeah, I agree.
But that is consistent with all of the Bible. Is time and time and time again, you get multiple attestations confirming any revelation. Like even Jesus had multiple people talking about the virgin birth, attesting to the virgin birth. Everything is always double checked by someone else.
Yeah. Amen. Yeah, guys, I at the end, before, I cut this recording down, I don't know where he was coming from. I think that initially he started off very genuine, and then he just kind of bottled out on me and started using examples that he clearly knew were not Gabriel. He said he was going to use Google. Obviously, Google did not tell him this was Gabriel. It gave him more of a generic. Yes, there were instances when an angel made someone feel X, Y, and Z. But even then, the example that he gave had nothing to do with Gabriel. This was a separate instance from Daniel 10, and where Daniel was already at least in his 80s, maybe early 90s, and he fell. And this was in more of an astonishment after being touched by the angel. And this is, it's so different than looking at the cave of Hira and saying, yes, you got thrown around and you got squeezed and you got told to recite, knowing fully well that you couldn't and that you felt like you were possessed. Nobody in biblical history, after dealing with an angel of light, felt like they were possessed by a jinn, and definitely didn't have to have their cousin tell them who it was, man. This is just, Jesus is king, baby. And nothing going to change that. Elijah Johnson, apologetics. You got that mic? Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I got it.
Oh, man. What's up, man?
Maverick.
What's up, brother?
What's the deal?
What's up, man? What's up, George?
Yeah, you said earlier that I didn't actually. So wait, you tuned in while I was debating with Central Dawa the other day. Wow, I didn't know that you were actually watching it live.
Oh, brother, I don't say nothing. I don't distract. I just watch from the background intelligently and recording, because I don't want nobody later on trying to say, "Oh, brother Maverick is there, this and that." Nope. And a lot of times I'm working or whatever, so I can't. I can't just join. You know what I mean? But I can listen. And yeah, I actually have it recorded. So yeah, we'll definitely talk more about that later on. Israel Beto, thank you so much for the super chat, brother. Like always from you, much appreciated. Thank you so much for the super chat. He sent another super chat that says, "Didn't Jesus read from synagogue scrolls himself?" See, he did. He did.
Yeah.
And that's why when people say Jesus only spoke Aramaic, read and wrote Aramaic, how could Jesus only read and write Aramaic when the Old Testament was in Hebrew and you had to speak Greek to communicate with Roman officials? I mean, just from a logical standpoint, it doesn't make sense to only say he spoke Aramaic, right? I mean, we got to be honest with ourselves, guys. Ladies and gentlemen, we got a special guest in the house, Elijah Johnson, Apologetics. The boy has 3.22K subs. He should have a lot more. He has already eviscerated the likes of Korah the Taimi. He has eviscerated Omar. And let me tell y'all something.
Korah, the Coraline, you mean? That's what
she jumped in here?
Korah.
You know she jumped in here the other day after you left, Ward?
What?
Yeah, after you left, Johnny screenshotted her talking nonsense.
What?
Yes,
She put the target.
Yeah, she put the
emoji.
little target because she thinks she thinks that she's gonna come in here. I told her in DMs, I was like, I said, little girl, if you think you're gonna come in here and pontificate, I'm gonna hit you with a verbal sledgehammer. I'm telling you right now. She put up a video saying that she smoked God Logic. Logic put up a video today that shows. I encourage you guys all to go and watch it, where Korah Cora thinks that definitions don't apply to words when they don't suit her in the Quran. You know.
Okay, didn't we learn that on her debate with Elijah when Elijah had to spend 25 minutes teaching her how to apply the active potency term? She did not. The public school system failed this girl. Okay,
Yeah.
failed her so hard.
Yeah.
And Elijah should be a teacher. He would be so great at it. He was
know-
so patient.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
You know, the thing about it is that her conversation with Elijah, I was losing my mind because he was so patient with her. And that's the thing, is that Elijah is a very patient person and gives patience to people even when they don't deserve it. When she spoke to Logic, I don't know if he saw the conversation that she had with Elijah and immediately just gave her the business, but man, she got humiliated, and rightfully so. She's
That's
such an arrogant person. She thinks she favors herself like an expert at rhetoric, you know, and I will let you know she's very good at rhetoric, but there's nothing behind it. I've never heard someone speak so much and say absolutely nothing. You know what I mean?
Those who don't know, she got Word and Eyes Live banned. She was losing, and all her Muslim followers knew she was losing against God Logic. They were on the Word and Eyes stage while they were on their debate.
Yeah.
And she had everybody basically mass report him so that she could stop her embarrassment. Unfortunately for her, she got embarrassed, got kicked off the stage, and then his live got banned. So we need to be careful from now on who we bring up on our stages, because that's how she...
Wait.
Amen.
Word.
And I clipped that
You're
entire
serious right now.
conversation.
What was that, George?
Yeah, I'm asking Word. Like that's how low Cora went. That she knew that she was losing a debate, so she encouraged her followers to mass report. This, the person, because wow, like okay,
It's not the first time, brother. I've seen her do it on someone else's live too. It's not the first.
So pay attention. Not only did she encourage her followers to mass report someone, but they actually obeyed her.
Well, it goes further back than that, because Cora is not the one that came up with that idea. It was actually several months ago when Yemeni started telling everybody to do that. And Yemeni said very transparently that Christians were scorching them on the debate stage regularly. And instead of engaging with people who were going to make you look and sound stupid, which I agree with him on that, instead of doing that, mass report their YouTube channels and their TikToks for hate speech and harassment and get them deplatformed. Those were his exact instructions. So here, guys, here on the stream, I'm showing everybody here on the YT side. It is very interesting because I want you guys to see. First of all, Elijah's entire live stream from, I want to say it was like a week or two ago already, is still up, when he spoke to both Omar the Muslim, slammed him up good, then did Cora right after that. Cora, essentially, through all her rhetoric, ended up admitting at the end of the conversation, that she believes in a created God, right? You don't even have to understand the metaphysics behind what they were discussing to understand how stupid her final statement was. Now, the fact that she knows she screwed up is right here, guys, because here's Elijah's video. Allah is not all powerful. Here's Cora. The video of his conversation is 31 minutes and 20 seconds, right? On Cora's, where she says that supposedly Elijah got mogged and she's the mogger, her video is 22 minutes long. Wait a second. 31 and 22 are not the same number. Cora, what happened with the rest of the conversation, girl? What'd you do with all that other stuff that you said? Where'd it go? I want to know where it went. I'm going to file a police report for missing persons because you cut all that stuff out. You little liar. Come on, man. Y'all just out here doing the most. Elijah Johnson Apologetics, up and coming, guys. Please go sub to him. Please watch your live when, Elijah? Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays?
Yeah, Monday, Wednesday, Friday at like 5 to 6 Pacific Standard Time is when I start.
Excellent. So please sub to Elijah, guys.
Let me blow Elijah's mind. Can I blow Elijah's mind really quick?
Sure.
Absolutely.
Hey, Elijah.
Yeah.
You ready?
I am.
I don't think you and I know each other just yet, or maybe we do. I don't know if we know each other on TikTok yet, but I just wanted to let you know, Cora is not a hijabi and she's not a niqabi. She wears neither in her personal life.
I heard that before too.
Really?
Yeah, I heard that before. She's definitely doing it for the clicks.
Screenshotted out of her account in comments directly to me in JC's live as I waited on stage for her for 15 minutes to debate me, and she would not come. She just yapped in the chat. I'm an ex-Muslim, so I have a really big issue with Muslims coming up here when they don't wear the hijab and they don't wear the niqab, and they're trying to represent themselves like Islam, and they're trying to do it in debate. So that's why she won't debate me. She is petrified of me because I know. And so I just wanted to blow your mind and let you know.
Yeah.
That actually, yeah, that's very shocking.
Remember
You
it.
did reply
Yeah.
with that. Wow.
I was gonna say,
Melons.
I wanna say-
Hold on one second, Johnny. Melons, are you a Muslim?
Hello.
Hello.
I'm not a Muslim, but I got a little bit of topic about this Korah. You know?
Okay. Okay, give me a second, brother. Nine or Neen? How do I say your name, man?
That's why I have name.
What's up, brother? Are you a Muslim?
Yes.
All right, brother. Brother Elijah, you the guest. You want to take this one?
Yeah, we
Absolutely.
We can talk, man.
All right, brother Nin, you're gonna speak to my brother Elijah. He is the guest speaker here, and his apologetics and debate style is exemplary. Nine, I'm sorry, what do we call you, brother? Is your name is spelled Nin? You want to be called Nin or Nine?
You can say Nin.
Nin. Okay, excellent. So Elijah, you're speaking to Nin. Let's. The topic is. I know you guys can't see the debate brief.
It's German.
The topic is Islam's origin is false, and it is in regards to the cave of Hira. Go ahead. I will let you guys chop it up.
Yeah, that's perfect topic. So do you disagree with the prompt?
And that the origin of Islam is false.
Yeah.
Of course, yeah, I disagree.
Okay. So when Muhammad is in the cave, right?
Mhm.
And he has no idea what's going on with him. He doesn't know who he's talking to. How can we say that this is something that's reliable for us to hold to, that everybody else after him should follow this?
And in what sense? Why would you say it's not reliable based on those 2 points?
Well, because in all of the previous prophets, right, when they have interactions with angels and they're receiving revelation, they don't walk away with any experience like Muhammad is having. So why would we believe, one, Muhammad doesn't know who he's talking to. He gets confirmation from his cousin or uncle that says that this angel is the same angel that appeared to Moses, but you guys say that that's Gabriel. But we have no evidence that Gabriel ever appeared to Moses at all. So why would we take anything about this account as reliable, as a true revelation from God, and therefore it should be followed?
Okay. Okay, so those 2 points are basically this you don't believe that it's the same angel that's talking to Moses at first.
Well,
And
do
the
you?
second one is that Muhammad, so you find it unreliable that Muhammad didn't know that he was talking to the angel of Gabriel. It had to be
Do you
clarified.
believe that it's the same angel that was talking to Moses?
Yeah, I believe what the Quran says. So according to the Quran, it was.
Okay, do you have any evidence outside of the Quran that says that Angel Gabriel spoke to Moses?
And what evidence do you want me to give you in particular?
Something that predates the Quran that shows the interaction of Moses with the angel.
Do you want me to give you historical context, or because we're talking about metaphysics here, right? You're talking
about history, because
we're talking about history, but it's in the
even according to the Hadith in Sahih al-Bukhari 3, right? Warka is writing down the scripture, so the Torah and the Injil, in the language. So in regards to Warka relaying this information to Muhammad, he's getting this from the previous scriptures. So I want you to show me in the previous scriptures that Warka is writing down, who relays this information to Muhammad, that Gabriel spoke to Moses. This isn't a metaphysical claim. This is just, we could just read.
He's making, when you read the Hadith in Worker, he is making that conscious change when he relays the previous scripture.
He's making a change?
Yeah, a conscious change, right? So
who's changing things? Worker?
No, by the will of Allah and the knowledge that he has, he then clarifies that the angel that was talking to Moses was Gabriel.
And you just believe that just cuz?
No, because it's the evidence that's been given to us by the Quran.
So you're telling me that somebody comes thousands of years after this interaction. This story's been handed down for thousands of years. Hold on, I'm talking. This story's been handed down for thousands of years.
Yeah.
Some blind dude comes along, says, "Hey, we're gonna change everything, and this is just fine to you because, hey, man, it's Islam." That's what you're telling me?
So what are we talking about? We're talking about, when we talk about things like this, we're talking about salvations, things that we can't see, things that we can't know. This isn't just about his historical context, someone coming and changing 2 + 2, which is a mathematical equation. This is someone coming and changing a historical, something that is metaphysical.
This is
right?
this is me and you on a Saturday having a conversation saying that, hey, Nin spoke to Elijah. And then let's just say 30 days down the line, somebody comes along and says, no, Nin actually didn't talk to Elijah. He spoke to Daquan. No, this is just false.
Is Daquan an angel?
This is just false. It doesn't matter
As
who
I said,
it is.
you're making the same example.
It doesn't matter who comes along and says it. They're saying something that contradicts the actual event that goes.
I know what you're saying, but wait a moment. What we're talking about here are things that should normally be unbelievable, that need an extra amount of evidence, right? It's not just on the day. It's not just on a human basis.
What's this extra amount of evidence that you have then? What's this extra evidence that you have that somebody comes along and is able to just completely change history?
Thank you. That's good. Then we can start. The extra amount of evidence is the examples and the stories we've been given to the Quran and the way it's so.
And this is where you're messing up. This is where you're messing up. So the first revelation is what we're talking about. Now you're asking me to accept all the other revelation so that I can trust the first revelation. Does it make any sense? I'm asking you to solidify the first.
It does make sense, because does anyone know that Adam? Is there historical context for the life of Adam and Eve?
Yeah.
Really?
Yes, it's recorded.
For Adam and
recorded.
Really, there is. Okay, provide me any scientific or historical evidence for that, for the life of Adam and Eve, and the fact that
you're talking about like the biological evidence from mitochondrial Eve that all women actually come from a singular woman, and that could be traced in DNA, and that thing is literally called mitochondrial Eve. You want something like that? Because we have that. So now I just gave you exactly what you just asked for. I need you to provide me the things that I'm asking for now. I'm asking for.
Wait a second.
Hold on, Nin. You're asking. Nin. Hold on, brother. I'm gonna chime in on you because Elijah's giving you exactly what you're asking for. You're asking for evidence. And then when he gave you actual evidence, which I can verify does exist, you're saying no.
That.
So go ahead.
I'm not saying no. We would like to expand that. Of course.
Okay. So be clear about what you want. Okay.
No. He answered that question. I'm just saying whether or not it's a reliable evidence or not. So
I'm sorry, Elijah. I wasn't trying to step on your toes. I just wanted him to be clear about. Yeah.
Don't worry. So you're saying basically there is a historical context that Adam and Eve existed the way they are, and which led to humanity. Or are you just saying there's historical context for one cell, for all human or all life coming from one clump of cell?
I'm saying that there is a reason as to why history and science is able to conclude that everyone, exactly what the Bible professes, that everyone comes from a singular woman and a singular man, and this woman and this evidence is mitochondrial Eve.
Which story are you appealing to? Which theory are you appealing to?
This is shown. So I'm not going to do your research for you. You can go and you can look up mitochondrial Eve. Now I need you to provide me the evidence for the reason as to why we should believe that somebody's able to come along 1,000 years later and just change what we know about history.
100%. I believe in the miracles that the Quran professes and the fact that it has no contradiction, and that so many people are believing in it, and it's changed so many people's life.
So if
and that leads me to believe why Prophet Muhammad. I don't know why you're watching like that, but that leads me to believe why Prophet Muhammad's encounter was true, basically.
So
but you can of course you can offer a counter.
Oh, so you just want me to prove to you that the Quran has contradictions? First of all, hold on, because I do this every single week, and every single week, no one cares when I show them the contradictions. So, does a book not having contradictions make it the word of God?
No, it has to meet multiple factors.
Okay, so
multiple miraculous
the
factors.
thing that you said was that, oh, it doesn't have contradictions, so this gives me reason to believe in the
that's just one of the reasons, right? And I also said that it has many miracles in it, and that it's changed people's life.
What's the miracles? Give me the miracles.
Prophet Muhammad has basically, what is it called, prophesied many of the things that would come after him, like the war, and the way the war would end.
Go ahead, but you want to pull it up?
Yeah, I can pull it up right now.
Go ahead.
I love when other Christians are on my panel.
Pretty sure his username's supposed to be 9.
Yeah, Maverick, I'd like a chance to have fun debating too sometimes.
Hey, just let me know, brother. Let me know. No,
I'm having fun. I'm having fun with
a lot of times, George,
German
you like
reference.
pop, George, you pop in and out a lot. So I know a lot of times you have stuff going on in the background. So I don't want to like put you on the spot either. You know what I mean?
Well, no, I was on my phone earlier, but then the app crashed, so I switched to my recently bought tablet.
Oh, okay. Yeah, because I went to send you an invite and you weren't there.
Yeah.
By the way, my TikTok live access.
Yeah, so
I'm here.
One of the prophecies is the prophecy about Islam or Muslims fighting much greater, larger empires like the Byzantines and the Persians, and them succeed.
How's that a miracle?
He disappeared. Oh, there. Okay, he's back. I was like, there is no way. Okay, cool. All right, go ahead. Yeah, you're good, man. Go ahead. It looks like you disconnected and reconnected. Go ahead, brother.
No.
How's that a miracle?
How's that a miracle?
Yeah.
It's a prophecy. We can't know for sure what miracles are unless you believe. You have to have faith. Yeah, because why is a prophecy?
Just vague predictions. Hey man, we're gonna fight some people and win.
No, he went and clarified them more in data, right? So it's.
You want to show the actual miracles? Because if that's the case, Muhammad Ali, one of the greatest to ever do it, because he sat there and predicted that he was gonna win almost every fight he was in. Yeah, amazing. But y'all know why y'all not sitting here worshiping him too.
I
think Muhammad Ali was a Muslim too.
He was a Muslim. Yeah, exactly. He was the Nation of Islam, but hey.
Man, like
I can clarify to you specifically why he meant.
Go ahead, show the actual miracle, because anybody
we can go to the Hadith Sahih Muslim.
So okay, so now I have to make sure I believe in the Hadith, which means that I need to make sure that I believe in the Prophet Muhammad in order to accept the Hadith, and I have to trust that everybody that's in this chain of narration is trustworthy by whatever Islamic standard. In order for me to believe that the Quran is true, I have to do all of this beforehand.
You can also believe in the Quran.
How? Yeah. That's what I'm trying to figure out. I'm trying to figure out what evidence do I have to believe in the Quran. You're telling me that, okay, maybe the origin story is a little shaky, but I'm going to believe in it because of everything else. I asked, what is everything else? You said it's the miracles. I say, what's the miracles? You say, well, go to this other hadith. But in order to accept I need to accept all these other things.
I can show you one from the Quran as well.
Okay.
Let's go. We can go to Surah Al-Rum, chapter 30, verses 2.4.
All right. Are you sure? So if this isn't a miracle, right, and this isn't a true prophecy, then what? You gonna stop being a Muslim?
Yeah, if you provide me the evidence for it, then we can have that conversation.
Okay.
Ooh.
You said it. Now I hope you a man of your word, man. I talk to a lot of people who say that they a man of their word and they don't be a man of their word. Okay, so Surah 30, starting in verse 2. The Romans have been defeated in the nearby lands, yet following their defeat, they will triumph.
Yeah.
Within 3 to 9 years. What's the miracle here?
Yeah, so it comes when we go to historical context around the 640 after Christ. The Byzantines Romans Empire suffered crushing defeats by the Persians.
Do you know what time period this happens?
Yeah, I already said around 614 C. So
okay, and then when did the Romans become victorious?
You mean when the Persians did? When did the Persians become victorious?
Yeah,
Like
when did this prophecy get fulfilled? What year?
Yeah, around 622 or 628. It depends the historical context.
It doesn't depend. The historical evidence is very, very clear. It happens in 628. So Surah 30 is revealed.
It's around 622.
No, it's pretty clear. You could look up the Battle of Nineveh as well, because some Muslims like to go to that. That happens in December or September of 627. So the latest or earliest that you're going to get is 627. We're going to be gracious to you, right? Because we're Christians. So since we're being gracious, this surah was revealed around 615. And it's talking about an event that happened previously, namely that the Romans have been defeated, right? So in 615, the Romans have been defeated. And in verse 4, it says within 3 to 9 years, because Allah, he didn't want to be too precise, right? He wanted to give some room for him to be incorrect. So he said within 3 to 9 years, then they're going to be victorious. So we're going to be even more gracious. And we're going to say, okay, from 615 to 9 years, like we're not going to hold them to 3. We're going to say for 9 years, let's see if this happens. And it doesn't. 615 plus 9 isn't going to get you to 628 or 627. So Allah, who's supposedly all-knowing, is incorrect about the timing of whenever this prophecy is supposed to happen.
So wait a minute.
Yeah, you're close.
So what you meant with fully overcame? Can you expand on that? What you meant? What you mean with fully overcome according to your?
Okay, the verse says the Romans have been defeated, talking about a previous event. So if I wanted to not be gracious, I could say that this event happened in 614, 613, or whatever the case may be. But I'm being gracious, saying that it happens in 615. And it says, in a nearby land, yet following their defeat, they will triumph, or they will be victorious. So it's talking about the completion of an event, right? Yeah. That after they're defeated, they will be victorious, not begin to fight back. That's what happened in 622, but they will triumph. They will be victorious. And this is going to happen within 3 to 9 years. So if we count from 615 and we count forward 9 years, that does not get us to 627 or 628 when this thing actually happens. So the all-knowing Allah is incorrect about the timing of this prediction, which means that it's false.
So here in my translations, it says, "But after this defeat, they will overcome within a few years." Is that different to your translation? How do you read it?
You can look at the clear Quran, you can look at the T. Usmani, you can look at Yusuf Ali. So and even in regards to overcoming is not in regards to fighting back. Like you could think of it in
I know they will overpower. They will overpower.
That means that they would be victorious.
Victory. It says
that's
overcome.
That's what I mean. So if I say that this person has overcome a drug addiction, does that mean that they're still in rehab battling it? Or does it mean that they've beaten it now? If I say that this person has overcome their fight with cancer, does that mean that they still have cancer?
In that context, you're right.
Okay. So in regards to a battle, when you're fighting against something and you overcome this thing, it's going to be referring to a victory, the completion of said thing. And the completion of this thing is going to happen within 3 to 9 years. But historically, it doesn't happen within 3 to 9 years of this prophecy. So this prophecy is false.
Okay, show me. Okay, so can you give me one evidence verse of scholars talking about it happening in 628? Because I have to.
So look up. Yeah, you can look up like the Battle of Nineveh, for example, or you could just look up when the Romans came back, when the Romans defeated the Persians.
Okay. So okay, no problem. I can look at it. This is your the evidence you've come with. I've read from many that it was also between 620 to 620.
Yeah, so
So I
you
don't
can look up
necessarily I'm not
the
necessarily
end.
refuting
So
you
look up the end.
or
The Romans defeated the Persians in their final devastating conflict. Their conflict lasted from 602 to 628 CE. It culminated in the decisive victories by Emperor
no problem.
Heraclius.
I can look it up. I have no problem in also looking up and weighing the evidence. To me, it's
Yes,
no problem.
it's there.
Yeah. So what else do you have?
I don't need anything else. So you said that if I showed you that the prophecy here was incorrect, then you would stop being Muslim. You also said that you were a man of your word. Now I've had many people claim, but very few actually follow through. So you're gonna stop being a Muslim after we just showed you that this prophecy is false?
As I said, I will show what I will look up, I will look into the evidence that you have provided, and if I find it incorrect, then yeah, it's gonna make me doubt more of what I know. So it's
Okay, well,
it's
well,
not
go
it's not
ahead.
like it's not like I'm saying,
Take
yeah.
your time. Go look into the evidence, because Christianity, we're not scared of you looking into the evidence. Look into the evidence, accept the actual evidence for what it says, and then prayerfully you'll end up becoming Christian. After that, there's nothing else for us to talk about. We got to leave room for the guests. God bless you, man. It was a pleasure talking to you.
No problem, but I have one question before we go. So why do you think makes Christianity a better religion than Islam, a more trustworthy to you?
Well, almost everything, but in regards to what we're talking about, it's you can look into the historical evidence for Christianity. So historically, you will be able to verify that Christianity is true, unlike Islam. So it wouldn't be as easy for it was very easy for me to disprove Islam just historically, right? We could just look at the historical evidence of one of the prophecies that you brought up and see very clearly that this actually doesn't align with history. With Christianity, you can see historically that Jesus Christ died and Jesus Christ rose from the dead. If Jesus died and rose from the dead, then Christianity is true. Jesus actually did die and rise from the dead. That is necessarily true.
No,
So I would first
in the context of it
yes,
that makes it
look
true,
in,
right?
yes, look into first when the Romans defeated the Persians. Look into that, and then feel free to come back. You could come to Brother Maverick's live. You could come to my live, or anybody that's here, and ask questions about Christianity.
No problem. Since this wasn't a live dedicated to that, no problem. I have no problem in listening to this. So yeah, it was a nice talk.
Yeah, I appreciate talking to you, man. God bless you.
All right.
Yeah.
Have a nice day.
You too.
Whew. Man, that was great. First of all, of course, obviously, exemplary job by Brother Elijah. I didn't expect anything else. I want you guys to notice that he did to Elijah exactly what the other guest did. The minute that he got put in the pressure cooker about the events in the cave of Hira, he didn't want to talk about that no more. Right? They never want to talk about that. The dude that he spoke to did it almost right away. The first guest at least stood on the subject matter long enough until he realized that the biblical references were going to continue to decimate his narrative. So then all of a sudden the Bible wasn't reliable no more. Right? And then this is it's always the same natural progression. Now, mind you guys, they say this not even realizing that they're now putting themselves into the Islamic dilemma. But I digress. We're not even doing the Islamic dilemma today. We don't even have to do that to show you, that it just doesn't make any sense. The foundational events are shaky. They're not even shaky at best. They're horribly false, guys. There's no way for you guys to look at the events in the Cave of Hira and say that the origin stories and the foundational event of Islam is trustworthy. It's just not, right? The same skepticism that you guys have today. If something were to happen to Brother Elijah, God forbid, if he were to trip and get into it with somebody, they get into a fight, and then he runs all the way home several miles away, and I'm standing in front of his house waiting for him because we were supposed to go out, and he says, man, X, Y, and Z happened, and I tell him, oh man, that was dude. Yeah, I know that guy. You'd be like, how could you possibly know that?
Exactly.
You weren't there. Even if you think you know, you don't know. There's no way for you to positively identify anybody. That just doesn't make any sense. This is, unfortunately, guys, this is your mind on Islam. You can't make this stuff up. We got
and here's another thing. I mean, you don't have to. You don't even have to be religious when taking the biblical and Islamic account into consideration. To conclude that it is the Islamic account that is rather demonic than the biblical account.
Yeah, I mean, you
in
could do that
regards
logically.
to
You could do that logically. Just look at the behavior.
exactly,
right?
exactly.
It just doesn't make any sense.
I mean, if you go out on the street, if you go out on the street and you ask an atheist, okay, here is the biblical account where an angel identifying himself as Gabriel has an encounter with Daniel. Now, here is the Islamic account where an anonymous entity of whom people who didn't even see this entity, they say that it's Gabriel. But look at what this entity did to Muhammad. Which would you say is more which one would you say is rather demonic, the biblical account or the Islamic account?
Well,
and yeah, from a logical perspective,
the thing of it is, from the past, we've only had 2 guests, right? And glory to God, because we're already an hour and a half into the stream. We've only had 2 guests. We've had 2 very good conversations, right? And the crazy thing is, and y'all can think I'm playing. I'm not being facetious. You could ask a Muslim that question, and they will look at you with a straight face and say, the one in the cave of Hira is the angel. Not because they actually believe that intellectually, but because they need to believe it, because they know that the moment we start poking holes in the fact that this was not an angel, the rest of the religion falls apart, right? And he didn't expect me to go back to Surah 297 where it says Gabriel brought it. Of course it says Gabriel, because you're saying that it's Gabriel because you're under the assumption that it was Gabriel because Waraka told you that. It's not because it was Gabriel. It's because your wife's cousin said so, right? It didn't make any sense. Lexalot, you can unmute your mic. I had to mute you because there was some background noise. Are you a Muslim? And are you at least 18? Because you don't look like it from your profile picture. Lexalot,
that is my fiance. I'm more than positive. She requested up by accident.
Oh, okay, no problem. No problem. Okay, no problem. No problem. I was like, I don't know who this is, but I'll let them up. I'll give everybody a shot.
Yeah, I just texted her. I was like, "You got to get off the panel," but she's out shopping right now. So you can go ahead and drop
that makes sense. Okay. I don't want to be mean. All right.
She 18.
You're right. Yeah, obviously she's 18. She's about to get married.
Yeah.
What do you think, Chris? What do you think?
Biblical accounts show scary beings. Kevin Brown, I assume from your comments in the comment section that you are a Muslim.
Yes, sir.
All right, brother. Go ahead, Elijah. You on a roll? I'm not going to take it away from you, George. If you want to go next, you go next. Go ahead, Kevin Brown. Explain to brother Elijah why you don't think that the Islam's origin story is false. Go ahead, brother.
Islam, and you're referring specifically to the cave incident or Gabriel?
The cave incident with the entity in the cave of Hira. Yes.
Yeah. So we believe it was an angel, right? We believe it was an angel that came. A messenger from God. So obviously it's gradual revelation, so it wasn't the only time the prophet seen him. He seen him another time as well, right? In his full form, where his wings were from the east to the west. He's identified himself as Gabriel and other incidents.
What Muslims believe. I'm saying, why should I believe this to be true?
You got to trust the guy. That simple as that, right? Do you trust the Prophet Muhammad? No.
Trust me, bro.
Yeah. So yeah, like that's the same as the Bible. How do we know anything? Just because somebody wrote in the Bible that, hey, this was an angel that came, I was scared, I was fearful. How do you know that? Why should I trust that? It's similar. It works in the same ways.
Because there's evidence behind these actual events. Now, for you, right, you have a story where a being comes to Muhammad in a cave, presses him a couple of times to, and then he leaves shaking, terrified out of his mind. He doesn't know what happened to him. He for sure doesn't know who he talked to. And then they take him to a blind guy who just said that, oh, this is the same angel that spoke to Moses. Now, you have to prove that this angel, who you said is Gabriel, is the same angel that spoke to Moses. Where can we see that Gabriel spoke to Moses?
Where can we see that Gabriel spoke to Moses?
Yeah.
I'm not sure.
I want to confirm his story.
Is that what it says in the Bible?
No.
No, it don't say that in the Bible.
Okay.
So
All right, cool. No problem.
where are you getting that from?
So you want to confirm the Prophet Muhammad's story that this thing. You can look at the content of what came, right? He said, "Ikra, read in the name of your Lord."
No, I need to look at the content of the story. I'm trying to confirm this story.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Yeah, so this story says that, this same angel is the one who spoke to Moses. That angel is Gabriel. Where can I confirm this story?
Do you want to trust extra Islamic sources? Non-Islamic? Is that what you're referring to?
I have to trust extra Islamic sources.
Yeah.
So where can I confirm this story?
I don't know. Like, I mean, you have angels coming in the Bible, right? To people, they were scared. The angels themselves were scary. People were scared. They were shaking.
I'm not talking about that. We're talking about the actual person, right?
Yeah,
the one who showed up. Particularly,
so you're gonna either trust one of two, right? Either you're gonna trust like Gabriel when he says, "Yo, I am Gabriel," is Gabriel A, or B, you're gonna take what the prophet said is, yeah, it is Gabriel. Now, I'm gonna say you don't
First
trust
of all,
either.
the prophet didn't say that. It was a blind dude who said it, who never saw what happened in the cave.
Yeah. But the angel didn't come one day, bro. He came multiple times, right?
The thing is that after this point, Muhammad begins to accept that, this is the angel that was revealed to Moses, that came to Moses. So he takes what was told to him and says, okay, this is the angel that I'm speaking to. I need to be able to confirm this first story, so then I can see if the rest of the stuff that comes after is reliable. Who in the world showed up to Muhammad in this cave?
Yeah. It says 1,400 years later. What else are you gonna do? Like, are you gonna either trust the guy or not? Yeah, you can't. You're gonna trust the guy or not. That's what I'm saying. Like, you're asking for an impossible.
Hold on.
How do I know
that in order to be a Muslim, I just need to blindly trust this person?
Let me do this another way.
I want you to answer that question
first. Came to Mary other than from biblical sources.
I want you to answer that question first. In order for me to be a Muslim, I have to be able to blindly just trust Muhammad first.
You have to trust him. Yes, you have to trust him.
We trust in a blind.
Like, I'm trusting the Bible. If you believe in the Bible, you trust what they say. How do you know who came to Mary? How do you know what came to Mary? You don't know. Taking Mary's word for it, am I right?
Yes,
you're taking Mary's word for it.
So we're not going to get off topic. We as Christians have ways to confirm these stories so that we can hold them as reliable and trustworthy. You just said, hey man, we're going to disregard all evidence and you just need to trust them because I swear, I promise you, because you're God. We're not going to do
the evidence is there's more. It was 23 years of revelation. The Quran talks about this. Surah Baqarah, right? Whoever is an enemy to Gabriel, for indeed he has brought it down to your heart by Allah's permission, confirming what came before it of the Torah and the Injil and guidance and glad tidings for the believers. Now, what is the Quran? Who is the Quran referring to?
Could I ask a simple question?
Sure.
If Waraka said, this is Gabriel that appeared to Moses, wouldn't it be simple enough for Muhammad to just go read about what happened with Moses to confirm what Waraka said?
He couldn't read.
But this is where his illiteracy becomes problematic. Because it's not simply the fact that he could not confirm whether if there was ever an angel that confronted Moses, but he could not confirm any of these renditions of the previous prophets from Moses to Isaiah and etc., etc. If he were able to actually read, he would see, wait a minute, these are conflicting stories that you are telling me. And he would have never embarrassed himself when he went to the Jews and said, I'm a prophet, and told these bogus renditions of the Torah.
So I'm looking at the hadith in front of me. It doesn't mention Gabriel in the hadith. So the prophet returned to Khadijah while his heart was beating rapidly. She took him to Waraka, who was a Christian convert and used to read the Gospels in Arabic. Waraka asked the prophet, what do you see? The prophet told Waraka, yo, this is what I seen. This is what happened. Waraka said, this is the same angel whom Allah sent to Moses. It doesn't say Gabriel. Should I live till I see you receive this divine message, I will support you strongly. So it doesn't mention
who
Gabriel.
appeared to Muhammad in the cave?
We say Gabriel.
Okay, so
Ibrahim.
when Warwicker says that this is the same angel that appeared to Moses, and you're saying that
Yeah.
that angel is Gabriel, then
Yeah.
Gabriel is the one who appeared to Moses.
Waraka is a human. He just said an angel, right? He said an angel. Have angels appeared in this manner?
So are you saying that Warwicker was wrong? He was incorrect here?
Waraka could be wrong on the identification of which angel it was, because he never identified. He just said an angel. Is that real? Is Gabriel an angel or not?
So now the story of his first revelation includes incorrect information.
It doesn't include incorrect information. He says the angel.
You just said Warwicker was wrong. This is the
Waraka
hadith
never
that you're
said
reading.
which angel. He never said which angel. He said an angel.
He said
Has
this is the
Gabriel ever
angel
come
that
to
appeared to Moses. Did Gabriel appear to Moses?
Has Gabriel ever gone to Moses according to your Old Testament? Yes or no?
No.
No.
No. Okay, so then your Old Testament's wrong. We believe in the Quran.
So you know,
What?
Simple as that, bro. Simple as that.
Yo, I like this guy.
Bro just
you have
he
to prove
just
that
circularly
that
reasoned
Gabriel
the hell out of that. He literally used the Quran as a basis for truth after finding out that the foundational event for Islam is incorrect. Brother, here.
Brother, what if you prove to me Gabriel didn't come to the prophet Moses? Well, maybe it wasn't recorded in the Old Testament. A. Number B. Number two, why do we take the Old Testament as fact? That's another thing. Why should we take the Old Testament as fact?
No. You can't do that.
You're saying, oh, my book doesn't say it. That means your book is false, brother. That's not a.
That's
not
the argument.
Yeah,
You're going off topic.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
What's
The argument, right? But you don't got no choice but to accept the Old Testament as fact. But we're not getting into that, right?
No, we don't
All we're trying to do right now is confirm Muhammad's first revelation. This should be easy. I'm not asking you to confirm the 114 chapters. I'm not asking you to do none of that. I said, hey, the first time that he had something revealed to him, let's figure out whether or not this is true. This should be easy. Walk in the park.
So what? Okay, cool,
Right.
perfect.
Who is this angel that appeared to Muhammad in the cave?
Gabriel.
Or did Gabriel appear to Moses?
No, so then Waraka might be talking about another angel.
Okay,
Simple
so
as that.
Waraka was incorrect.
Waraka could be incorrect. He's a human.
Okay. All right, cool. So the thing that details Muhammad's first revelation includes information that is incorrect.
Waraka said this is an angel, correct? Your dispute is this specific angel.
Do you need to
Gabriel.
believe? Do you need to believe?
Yeah.
Do you need to believe that the sound narrations of hadith are reliable and should be followed and believed in for your matters of faith?
In general, if it's sahih, yes, in general.
Okay, so the hadith that we're reading is sahih, right?
Yeah, correct.
Which means that you need to follow and believe in this, right?
This is a story, brother. It's not a creed of faith.
Is this not a hadith now?
Yeah,
now
it's a hadith.
now just stories. Are they fairy tales too?
Because no, it's not a fairy tale, bro. Let me talk. Like, what's wrong with you, man? I'm saying
bro, I'm sitting here trying to get to the bottom of this.
It's not a creedal thing. If Waraka got it wrong, doesn't change the message because it's 23 years of Gabriel's message.
How doesn't it change the message when in the Quran it says that Gabriel was the one delivering the message in 297?
It does. So what? So what? This is Waraka talking. Hold on, bro. Hold on. Let me get this straight. Let me get this straight.
Goodness,
God,
bro.
You guys are wild. Yo, the Quran, the Prophet Muhammad are saying it's Gabriel. Waraka says it's an angel who went to Moses. The same angel, just the same angel who Allah sent to the Prophet Moses. Now, what you're telling me is because Waraka could be off on a matter of detail because it was an angel, and we can't confirm that from the Old Testament. That means therefore Quran is false. Is that what you're saying? Is that the argument?
I'm saying that this origin story of Islam, the first revelation, is unreliable. Therefore, it puts the rest of Islam and everything that comes after it as unreliable. Its foundation itself is shaky.
Yeah. No, it doesn't, bro, because it's attested to 23 years, right? So if the Gabriel came once, then yeah, it could be, oh, yo, who was this? Buddy, Gabriel came many times.
Who's Gabriel?
Gabriel's the angel.
What angel?
Gabriel's angel. Jibrail. It's an angel. Like what our definition of what an angel is?
What other interactions has Gabriel had with anybody else to where we could see if Gabriel's character lines up?
If
How
Gabriel's
can we know
character,
that Gabriel is trustworthy? Where are we getting this from?
yeah, we don't have to refer to your Bible. If that's what you're asking, like, yo, you gotta trust
I
us.
didn't
We
bring
only
up my Bible. I said, where
Yeah.
can we go to confirm that this angel is reliable?
From the content, from the message, from what he's talking. He said, Ikra, read in the name of your
From the
Lord.
thing that Gabriel is saying.
Yeah, from what Gabriel's saying. What Gabriel's
So
saying. So what?
Just
It's
believe
always
Gabriel
trust.
to believe Gabriel, huh?
I don't know. Like, I mean, do you trust what the angels when they came in the Old Testament and the New Testament when they're coming? Do you just trust them? Do you just trust them that they're from the
I
Lord?
have
What's your
evidence.
secondary
angels
evidence?
gave
What's your
prophecies,
secondary evidence? Perfect. So angels and the Quran has prophecies. We can trust in that.
So is
The
this,
content of
so,
the message, we
is
can
this
trust
is
in
this
that.
a brand new angel that Muhammad?
No, it's not. It doesn't matter, brother. If you have only
How
biblical
doesn't it
evidence,
matter?
you're asking for extra Quranic or extra Islamic evidence, which you're trying to use, and you could turn it on your own scripture, and there's no extra biblical evidence. You understand what I'm saying? It's a trust me, bro.
Really quick?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's always going to
Do
be
you
a
know what
trust
the
me,
two-
bro.
Do you know what the two-quick-way fallacy is, brother?
Yeah, I know. Oh, well, you don't do it. You don't do it. I get it. But you guys are Christians. So it doesn't, it's illogical in
so
your
then,
own
so
framework.
if you know what it is,
You're
why are you
applying
gonna
two
take it
different
right now?
standards. Brother, you're applying two different standards because I'm not debating a neutral party. I'm debating Christians. You know, you guys are Christians.
Okay,
You're
but
trying to
you
insinuate we
understand,
have.
regardless of what we are, you do know what the two quote fallacies. Why are you willfully committing it right now? Regardless
Because
of
you're
what our beliefs are.
consistently on your standards. That's what I'm trying to tell you. If I turn the argument out on you, you have the same exact problem. The exact same
No,
problem.
we have 66 books.
Well,
Yeah, and we have
actually, our
30
point
chapters.
of reference is different than yours because remember, Waraka says this is the angel who appeared to Moses. Yes?
Mhm.
Where do we get details on Moses from?
So this is the angel. It says this is the same angel whom Allah sent
Mhm.
to Moses. Yeah, that was
To
his
Moses, right? So
Yeah.
where can you get information on anything regarding Moses at this point? Because remember, this is the first revelation, right? This is not year 22 or year 19. This is year 1.
Mhm.
So if we're talking about confirming
Mhm.
Waraka's claim, this is an
Mhm.
angel that encountered Moses.
Mhm.
Where would you get information on that at year 1, if not our Bible?
Yeah, so Waraka was a Christian, correct?
Yeah.
Yeah, so he's reading the Bible, and that's what he's saying. Yo, this is an angel that came to Moses. Now, you're saying that nowhere in the Old Testament an angel came to Moses? Or it was specifically Gabriel?
In our scripture, it's not Gabriel that is encountering Moses. That's not found in our text.
Okay, perfect. And so is there any kind of similarities between the two angels in how they appear or how they deliver the message or how they talk to the prophets?
No, Moses was not suicidal after the encounter.
No.
Yeah, the prophet wasn't suicidal.
He wasn't beat up.
Hold on, guys. Hold on,
Yeah, a lot
real
of you
quick.
guys are scared.
Hold on, bro. I'm sorry, Kevin. Just so you know, you said the prophet wasn't suicidal. According to Sahih al-Bukhari 6982 and 4953, he 100% was. So don't lie.
Sure, that's your interpretation. Go ahead. Keep going.
No, I know how to read. That's why I'm saying.
Well,
Go ahead, Elijah. Go ahead, Elijah.
Wait a minute.
Yeah, go ahead.
Read the hadith.
Right.
Because we're not doing trust me, bro, here, right?
We're
reading.
We're using your sources.
I know the hadith. I know the hadith, bro.
No, apparently
So,
not. Okay, clearly you do not. Clearly you do not.
Yeah, I know the hadith. Go ahead, though. Keep going. So what were you saying?
Go ahead, Elijah. I'm sorry.
That he actually what we were saying was that one, he was suicidal. So what you're saying there is false. But so in order for Muhammad to be able to confirm this revelation, confirm the things that Warfare is saying, to verify the things and experiences that he's having, he would have to see if Moses did encounter said angel, right? Hello?
Yeah, go ahead. Sorry, go ahead. My bad.
Yeah.
In the call.
How would it be possible for Muhammad to verify that he is encountering the angel that Warka is talking about? Was it possible?
Mm-hmm.
Yes?
Say that again. Say that again. Continue. My bad. Repeat the question. I didn't understand.
It's the second time I'm asking the question.
Yeah, go ahead.
Was it possible when Muhammad got the revelation and spoke to Waraka, was it possible for him to verify or confirm that he was talking to the angel that Waraka said that he was talking to?
Waraka said, you're talking to an angel that came to Moses, an angel from God. Right?
Okay.
Gabriel.
Was it possible for Muhammad to confirm that that's true?
No, it's just additional information. His primary source would have been Gabriel himself.
So
his primary source would have been Gabriel himself.
If I were to come up to you and tell you something that, hey, bro, you need to go to Arby's tomorrow, right? I'm telling you, God told me this. God told me that you got to be at Arby's tomorrow at 2 p.m. And then you go and you say, hey, bro, I just talked to this guy who told me that I have to be at Arby's tomorrow at 2 p.m. They're like, oh, man, that's Elijah. You just gonna believe him?
Yeah, no, I understand your argument. You're saying, yo,
I just need a yes or no. Like, you just gonna believe him?
So what I'm looking at here, because I'm looking at the Old Testament. Yeah, no, I get what you're saying. Yeah, I don't know what's going on, but you'd be confused. But here's the thing, right?
You would be confused, right?
Yeah. So the angel of the Lord that came to Moses, how do you know it's not Gabriel?
Because we never see anyone, like no instance where anyone that like has an interaction with Gabriel never acts like that.
Like what exactly? Like what exactly is it? Like what event causes you
being ridiculously aggressive in the manner that he was to Muhammad and leaving the messenger or whoever he was trying to give this message in the state that Muhammad was in. We never see anything like that. So it would be like you sound here. Look, bro, you sound like a real cool and upright dude. It would be like if somebody came to me, right, and said, "Your name's Kevin, right?"
Yeah.
Yeah. It would be like somebody came to me and was like, "Bro, Kevin just came here. He smacked 6 old ladies in the face, sat there, kicked over all their lunches, and stepped on them, and then left." And I'm like, "Hold up, that don't sound like the Kevin that I know." Every interaction that I've had with Kevin and everybody else has had with Kevin, he's never done that. As a matter of fact, he respects his elders.
But I think you're misinterpreting.
I'm looking back at your track record, and I'm saying, hey, this doesn't line up with the character that I know Kevin to be. So whoever you think came in here and did this atrocious act, it's not Kevin. I know that for sure.
It wasn't an atrocious act, right? Yeah, no, I get what you're saying. You're saying that, oh, yo, this is not like what Gabriel would do. I'm saying it is something that an angel would do, and I'm gonna give you the evidence, right?
Hold on, Kevin, because you continue to try to go to the Bible, and you continue to try to obfuscate what we're asking you because you're hand waving away that there was an incident in the cave, and you continue to try to go to the Bible, which according to you isn't even trustworthy anyway. Okay, so here's my question to you, because I don't think that you're representing what actually happened here, and Elijah's being very patient with you. But my question to you is, because for the way that you're describing this incident in the cave, it's clearly not reflecting what actually happened. So before we move on, I want to get a good understanding of what exactly it was that you think happened in the cave of Hira, because what you think happened in the cave of Hira sounds very different than what Muhammad said happened. Can you tell us what you think happened in the cave of Hira before I let Brother Elijah continue with you, please? Just give us a quick version of it.
Yeah. I mean, I could read it for you. I have it in front of me.
What are you reading from?
I'm reading from this one is Sahih Muslim.
Sahih Muslim? I'm sorry?
Yeah, Sahih Muslim. Hadith 168.
Okay, I'm reading
yeah, so I mean, we could read it here. Like, you could see what is scary. What is it? Like, it's an incident. You get scared as a human. It's a spiritual incident. But other than that, which we can attest to in the Bible as well. Well, I'm confused here. Because he didn't say his name was
168.
Yeah, I don't see that here. This is
168.
This is different.
Yeah,
this is brother. What?
The night journey.
Yeah, I gave you the hadith that speak about This incident is Sahih al-Bukhari 6982 and 4953.
I'm reading the hadith here.
The hadith that you're
Sahih
giving,
Muslim 160A. 160A.
160. Okay. All right.
Yeah.
Okay.
So the first form which started the revelation to the messenger was his true vision in sleep, and he did not vision it, but it came to him like a bright gleam of dawn. Therefore, Sawatu became clear to him. Dear to him, he used to seclude himself in the cave of Hira, where he would engage in Tanut worship for a number of nights before returning to his family and getting provisions again. He would return to Khadijah, take provisions, etc., etc. Till truth came upon him while he was in the cave of Hira. There came to him an angel and said, recite, to which, my bad. It says, recite, to which he replied, I am not lettered. He took hold of me and pressed me till I was hard pressed. Therefore, he let me off and said, recite. I said, I am not lettered. He then again hold of me, pressed me for the second time till I was hard pressed. Recite, I'm not lettered. A third time again, recite. And then he said, recite in the name of the Lord who created man from a clot of blood. Recite, and your most bountiful Lord is who taught you the use of pen, taught man what he knew not. So even the first message is a message. It says, this is from your Lord. This is from your creator. This is from God who created you. Okay? So is that something you'd be suspicious about? Like, yo, this is from the devil? Nah, brother. Like, he's saying it's from the Lord. The angels don't harm you.
Actually, we would.
Hold on. Let Elijah finish.
No, the word could cook.
Okay, go ahead. Yeah, whoever. I'm sorry, whoever was talking.
First and foremost, in our text, the original language where you would see the Lord in the Old Testament, that we're using in English, that's a substitutionary device for Yod He Vav He. That's the Tetragrammaton. That's our God's name. Your Quran does not list his name ever. That's number one. So it would not just be the Lord. That's the first thing. Secondly, there is no account in our text of any angel ever just seizing someone and issuing an instruction like that. We don't have that. Yeah. So this is consistent with what Elijah was saying.
Yeah, and you know what, word real quick.
Pattern recognition.
One thing real quick, word, and this is exactly why I say what I say, and I'm very careful about the hadith, because there's so many different versions that end up almost essentially contradicting one another. Because what you did, brother, was you went to Sahih Muslim 160A, and you did that on purpose because you tried to actually read the one that was going to be more watered down. When you're in Sahih al-Bukhari 6982, I'm going to show you guys how different this is. He used to take with him the journey food for that stay and then come back to his wife Khadijah to take his food likewise again for another period to stay, till suddenly the truth descended upon him while he was in the cave of Hira. The angel came to him in it and asked him to read. The prophet replied, I do not know how to read. The prophet added, the angel caught me forcefully and pressed me so hard that I could not bear it anymore. What a dang difference already between this one and the one that you read. He then released me again and asked me to read, and I replied, I do not know how to read. Whereupon he caught me again and pressed me a second time until I could not bear it anymore. Conveniently, the one that you read didn't have that in there. Isn't that funny? He then released me and asked me again to read, but again I replied, I do not know how to read, or what shall I read? Thereupon he caught me for a third time and pressed me and released me and said, read in the name of your Lord who has created all that exists. He created a man from a clot. Read, and your Lord is most generous up to that which he knew not. 96:15. Then Allah's messenger returned with the inspiration, his neck muscles twitching with terror, till he entered upon Khadijah and said, cover me, cover me. They covered him till his fear was over, and then said, oh Khadijah, what's wrong with me? Then he told her everything that had happened and said, I fear that something may happen to me. Khadijah said, never. But have the glad tidings, for by Allah, Allah will never disgrace you as you keep doing good reactions with your kith and kin. Speak the truth, help the poor and the destitute, serve your guests generously, and assist the deserving, calamity afflicted ones. Khadijah then accompanied him to her cousin Waraka bin Naufal. bin Asad bin Adud. I'm not reading all of that. Waraka was the son of her paternal uncle, i.e. her father's brother, who during the pre-Islamic period became a Christian and used to write the Arabic writing and used to write the Gospels in Arabic as much as Allah wished him to write. He was an old man and had lost his eyesight. Khadijah said to him, "Oh, my cousin, listen to the story of your nephew." Waraka asked, "Oh, my nephew, what have you seen?" The prophet described whatever he had seen. Waraka said, "This is the name Namas, i.e. Gabriel, the angel who keeps the secrets, whom Allah had sent to Moses." What a complete difference from what you tried to push out there, Kevin.
Okay.
No, not at all,
May I
brother.
ask-
It just has different details.
Hold on,
There's
Kevin.
nothing
Kevin.
contradicting. But
Kevin.
anyways,
The reason
can
that
I
I'm
respond?
no. Anyways, nothing, because you tried to go to 160A because you wanted to make it seem like it was no big deal. But when we went to Sahih al-Bukhari 6982, the actual whole gory details came out.
What gory details, brother? What?
The ones where
What?
he was grabbed and squeezed to the point where he could not bear it. The ones where he felt that he was being possessed by a jinn. The one where he said
Where
that
did
he
he
needed
say
to be
possessed by a
covered.
jinn?
Or do you want me to go to
Where is possessed by a jinn?
4953 and
Did you
tell
add
you?
that in?
Okay,
Yeah,
here.
add it. Yeah, let me see
Let's
that.
bring it
Yeah,
up.
yeah,
Because
no
you
problem.
read the hadiths. You know how the hadiths, but for some reason you don't know these hadiths. Go ahead.
Yeah, bring it.
Go
What's
ahead.
the hadith?
Word.
What's the
Go
hadith?
ahead and I'll bring it up.
Okay, so
What's the hadith number?
Kevin, I
Yeah,
want to
yeah.
go back to my previous question, right?
Yeah,
Because the premise of our conversation is, how can we trust the other things that are built upon this first establishing revelation, right? So if in year one, the primary encounter, the first encounter, he is seeking some counsel from his family members, from his friends. Waraka says this is Gabriel, the one who
He's not saying it's Gabriel. He
had
says it's
an
an angel.
encounter. Well, Brother Maverick just read a hadith where it did say Gabriel.
No, it said I.E. Gabriel. That's extra, right?
Okay,
So
fair
that's not
enough.
from the hadith.
Fair enough. No problem. No problem.
Yeah.
So here's the question, right? Where would he go to find any information about whomever Moses ever encountered at any point, or any other angel having an encounter with a prophet? Because this is year one, right?
You're one.
Where would he go
Who did he
get
go to? He
confirmation
went to
to
somebody.
see if his experience is like the previous experiences with angels?
Perfect.
Where would he go?
Perfect. Where did he go? He went somewhere. Where did he go? He went to Waraka, right? He went to Waraka. He asked the Christian guy.
And Waraka told him, "This is
It's an
the
angel from your Lord that came to Moses. An angel that came. This is like the angel that came to Moses. Okay, perfect. Now your claim is, yo, that's actually false. It wasn't Gabriel that came to Moses. You're saying that Waraka could have thought, yes, this is an angel because Waraka doesn't know it's Gabriel yet, right? Waraka heard it, seen an experience. He says, yo, this is similar to what the prophets Moses dealt with, like there was or Daniel or whoever, that there was an angel that came. It's a serious and terrifying experience, and it's an angel from your Lord because of the content too as well. So Waraka doesn't identify it as Gabriel. The Prophet Muhammad didn't know it was Gabriel yet. Okay, or he could have, but he didn't. He just said, "What's happening? Who was this?" And he said, "It's an angel from your Lord." Later on, the fact that it was Gabriel in Islamic doesn't necessarily think, unless you can refute that that wasn't
Wait a
Gabriel,
minute.
the angel of the.
Sorry,
Hold on, brother.
you
Let me
just
just land.
That was the lead.
Let me land, brother. Let me land. The Prophet Muhammad later on found out it's Gabriel. You cannot disprove that it wasn't Gabriel to Moses. It was an angel from the Lord, right? Correct? Am I right or wrong? It says angel from the Lord. It doesn't say it's Gabriel
You're
or
incorrect
another
with
angel.
that, because the angel of the Lord that has an encounter with Moses identifies himself. He says, "I
What
am
does he
that I
say?
am." He says that his name is Jod-Heh-Vav-Heh. Okay,
Where does he
so
say that? Can you provide the evidence?
oh my God.
Yeah, but
Yes, all the Bible.
It's in
yeah.
Exodus chapter
I'm
3.
looking at the Bible, and then look,
Yeah,
my bad. I
it's
gotta
Exodus
give you a
chapter
couple
3.
minutes, but I'm looking at the Bible, right? It says an angel. I'm looking at a few instances
real
of
quick,
Gabriel.
guys, just to because I found what I was looking for. It is in Hadith, in the Life of Muhammad, Hadith number 3, page 106. In the words of Muhammad, So I, Muhammad, read it, and he, Gabriel, departed from me, and I awoke from my sleep, and it was, though these words were written on my heart, Tabari, now none of God's creatures was more hateful to me than an ecstatic poet or a man possessed. I could not even look at them. I thought, woe is me, poet or possessed. Never shall Quraysh say this of me. I will go to the top of the mountain and throw myself down that I may unalive myself and gain rest. So I went forward to do so. And when I was midway on the mountain, I heard a voice from heaven saying, O Muhammad, thou art the apostle of God, and I am Gabriel. So you said that he did not want to unalive himself. Are you now saying that he's a liar? Or are you saying that we're lying still?
My bad, can you give me the hadith?
I said hadith number 3. Page 106.
Number 3.
Yeah.
The same
Page
hadith
106.
that you bring up as well, Sahih al-Bukhari
Which
6982.
which collection is this? Which collection is this?
And
Which
6982.
collection is this? Yeah, which collection is this? Hadith number 3, page 106.
Bro, we just told you.
Yeah.
Brother, what is it?
So
Sahih
you can go to the
Bukhari,
life- you can
Muslim.
go to the Life of Muhammad, or you can go to Sahih al-Bukhari 6982. It's going to have the entire revelation, and it's going to say after that, when they identify the angel, Muhammad goes because the revelation stopped, and he goes to throw himself off of a mount. And he does that over and over and over.
Yeah, and it says it right here, sunnah.com, on the original one that I was at the bottom, because all I did was stop reading. It says, O Muhammad, you are indeed Allah's messenger in truth, whereupon his heart would become quiet, and he would calm down and would return home. And whenever the period of coming of the inspiration used to become long, he would do as before. But when he used to reach the top of a mountain, Gabriel would appear to him and say to him what he said before. Ibn Abbas said regarding the meaning of it is that cleaves the daybreak from the darkness, 696, that al-abash means the light of the sun during the day and the light of the moon at night. So he was actually caught more than one time at the top of a mountain because the revelations were taking too long to come to him.
Yeah.
Okay, so he was scared. He was worried that God abandoned him. Correct?
Whoa, wait.
Well, why?
Why? Because you lied and said that he wasn't suicidal. So why were you lying about it?
This is more like, bro, like I don't think it was a real suicidal thing. You know, it was more like a thing.
So he wasn't suicidal, and then when he is suicidal, it's not a real suicidal thing. Y'all go ahead and talk.
Literally, supposedly, he needed a voice from the heavens to stop him from throwing himself off a cliff, and now it's just fake
He thought
suicide.
God forsake him. He thought God forsake him, correct? Did you think God forsake him in that
Brother,
moment?
You're not dealing with the fact that you lied and said he wasn't, and then we showed you.
I was incorrect. How about that? I concede that. No problem. No problem. So anyways, a normal person. A normal person. Hold on, brother.
Hold on. Don't jump
let
ship
me.
yet.
I don't want to jump ship. I want to at least address what you said. Can I do that? Yeah. So in regards to this, because there was a length of time that the prophet didn't receive revelation or something like this, you were saying he wanted to jump off or whatever, this and that, right? But bro, like for a regular person,
correction is we didn't say that. Your prophet said it, and Ibn Abbas and Ibn Abbas confirmed.
Yeah, no problem, no problem. So he was worried. You know what I'm trying to say? What does that prove? What does that prove? Like, what's your point? So what?
The point being that there is no one who receives a real revelation from the real creator who would want to take their life as a result. That's the point.
Right.
What proof of that? What evidence do you have of that?
Because none of the previous prophets ever contemplated taking their own life after receiving revelation from God. That's the proof.
Yeah, bro. Like that's two different things. You know what I'm trying to say? Because the prophet was worried.
Don't you call Muhammad the seal of all prophets?
Yeah, he's the seal of all prophets, of course. So what? Yeah, you're acting like that has so that it means be a devil, even though you have plenty of evidence identifying as Gabriel.
No, we don't. We have one guy saying it was Gabriel, and the entity never calling himself Gabriel and identifying himself as Gabriel.
Once again, the incident you're talking about is not at the beginning, right? The incident you're talking about is after the first revelation. That's number one.
Correct. Okay.
Correct. So there's 23 years of revelation from Gabriel.
So every time in that 23-year period, he decided that because the entity had not appeared to him, it was too much for him to bear, and he wanted to take his own life. And you're saying that's normal. Hold on. You're saying that that's normal because this is not only Muhammad's words, but his own cousin's words and Khadijah's words, who are attesting to this as well. And you're
Yeah.
saying that that's
This was not the
completely,
whole period,
you're
though.
saying that that's completely normal behavior for the supposed seal of all prophets. And you're saying that his message is in line with the previous prophets, even though in your book, even by your own version that does speak about those prophets, those biblical prophets, it doesn't have them doing that either. You're still saying that he's
It doesn't
still in
matter.
line
It's a
with the.
detail.
Oh, it
Like,
doesn't matter.
all
Okay.
things wouldn't be
Oh, it doesn't
recorded.
matter.
You know
Okay,
what
I
I'm
see.
saying? It doesn't
So
matter. It
whenever
doesn't
it's
matter. Like, that
so
doesn't
whenever it's
disprove
devastating to
anything.
your narrative, it doesn't matter.
Yeah,
That's
no,
what
it
you're saying.
doesn't. It's not
Okay.
devastating narrative because it doesn't disprove that he's not a prophet.
No, it
or that
completely.
wasn't
It
Gabriel.
completely. It's not
It
even. Not
doesn't.
only does it
It
disprove him
doesn't.
as a prophet, it disproves
It
your
doesn't.
entire religion as from the
No,
actual
no,
God.
absolutely. Yeah, no, absolutely not. What evidence do you have of that? Oh, because it's not in
Isn't
my Bible.
talking to
Other
God
than
being and
not
then being
other than it not being
suicidal
in my
quite
Bible, what
important?
evidence do you have of that? Like, do you presume other than it not being
We
in your
don't,
Bible?
brother. I clearly stated to you that even
Yeah.
if we look at the version in your Quran, we don't even need to go to my Bible because my Bible can't help you clearly. Even if we look at the Moses and the Abraham and what the people that you consider prophets in your own Quran, no one has a history, a recorded history or a narration of wanting to take their own life after receiving or not receiving revelation from God after a certain amount of time.
Yeah, it doesn't matter. It's a personal thing. It's
Brother,
a human
saying
thing.
it doesn't
It's a human
matter.
thing.
Saying it doesn't
It doesn't
matter is
matter.
not an
It doesn't
intellectual
matter. It doesn't
argument.
refute.
Saying
You could
an
receive a
intellectual-
message. Brother, let me talk. Let me respond. Brother, let me respond.
No, we've been letting you respond, Kevin, but every single time we make a point to you, you just hand wave it and say it doesn't matter, absent any actual intellectual attempt to disprove or combat what we're saying, brother. That's you can't just continue to say, well, it doesn't matter because it's personal. I mean, where is the intellectual argument in that? Hello?
He may
Yeah,
have
I
muted or did
God.
my bad.
No, you're
My
good.
bad. Yeah, I could receive a message from God, right? And I could, I know that incident where the prophet didn't receive revelation for 2 years, he was worried, right? Like, maybe God forsaken me. That's what, like, that's the narrative. So I could be like, yo, what's going on with me? What's wrong? Like, did I do something wrong? Etc. Etc. And I could be like, yo, man, maybe I shouldn't live, or maybe something's wrong. What does that, like, you're not making a connection here.
Yeah.
Why does that mean that it's not from God?
Go ahead.
Why does that mean
It's
it's not from God?
something called
Go ahead.
it's pattern recognition. Okay, let's say brother Elijah said, I had an encounter with this angel. I was afraid. The angel told me, don't be afraid. And then the angel spoke to me. Then
Yeah.
brother Maverick says, I had an encounter with an angel. The angel, once he saw I was afraid, told me, do not be afraid, then spoke to me. Then you say, I had an encounter with an angel. I was afraid. The angel comforted me. He said, do not be afraid. I bring good tidings. Then I come along and say, hey, I had an encounter with that same angel. I was afraid. This angel put me in a giant bear hug and practically squeezed all the life out of me. And I wanted to kill myself because this was a terrifying experience. Isn't it valid
That's not
for
when
the
he wanted
rest
to
of
kill
you
himself, bro.
in the realm
Bro,
of
bro.
good reason to say,
Yeah.
you know what? Maybe that was not the same angel.
So in the Bible, you see multiple times the angel coming and people fearing. They feared
Yes,
because
and then
why
we
did they
answer his
fear?
questions.
Why were the
What does
prophets
the angel
scared?
say?
Brother, hold on. Let me finish.
Kevin,
bro.
wait, no. The thing is, in order, I will let you finish as long as you're engaging with the actual question, because
Yeah. 100%.
you're continuing to try to appeal to our Bible and hand wave away the fact that he was squeezed to the point that he could not bear it anymore. Hand wave away the fact that he felt like he was possessed. Hand wave away the fact that he wants to take his own life.
Don't refer to the Bible. Then.
But
You're referring
I
to
mean,
the
it
Bible.
doesn't matter.
And
You're the one who continues to bring it up.
You're referring to the Bible.
Hold on, Kevin. I've been pretty quiet. I'm just going to say something. If you're going to bring up something from the Bible where somebody fears an encounter with an angel, you have to make sure that it's not followed by a comfort, okay? Because that's what we're trying to say here, is that even if people feel uneasy or scared when the angel arrives, the angel provides comfort. So whether that comfort came first or second is not really up for debate here. It's the fact whether or not he gave it, and that is not what Muhammad received from him.
So Muhammad received, I could argue on that point specifically, Muhammad received a sort of comfort when he said, yo, this is from your Lord. That's number one. And number two, in subsequent, not the initial one, but the subsequent. So your only contention would be because Muhammad didn't receive an exact comfort in the exact same first incident, that we have to we disregard all other things, and that must mean it must be the devil. You understand what I'm saying? So you would have to somehow say, oh, this specific incident, just because, and that's an arbitrary thing. That's an arbitrary thing.
Go ahead, Johnny.
To be honest,
It's not arbitrary.
Yeah,
bro.
I'm
it's arbitrary. It's arbitrary. You're basing it on your Bible, right?
No, it's not. It's not arbitrary. You're just you're
arbitrary.
willingly
Where does
saying
it
it's
say a
arbitrary. I mean,
prophet
here's
has
the
to
thing, brother.
receive comfort in the same incident?
You saying it's
Where does it say
arbitrary.
that?
You saying it's arbitrary means nothing because the word made it clear that this is about behavioral pattern recognition, modus operandi. But you, Mr. Kevin, decide no, it doesn't matter because it's personal. Right? You make these subjective claims absent any evidence or absent any truth. You're just saying it because you have to. But you have no real argumentation here because Word gave a brilliant response. It's about pattern recognition. Brother Elijah gave you the same response. It's about pattern recognition. But
Based on what? Where are you finding this
Kevin
pattern? In the Bible, correct?
yes, absolutely.
In the Bible, correct.
Yes,
Okay,
absolutely.
perfect. Now, if something didn't fall because the guy before the girl who talked, he mentioned the Bible. He's saying, oh, yo, you were comforted or this and that. Bro, just because he wasn't comforted on the first incident, but he was comforted on other subsequent incidences, doesn't disprove it. You can't disprove that this wasn't an angel from God.
How comforted could he have possibly been if he continued to want to take his own life in between revelations?
Because he was worried that he was lost, like he forgot about it.
Inconsequential.
That's
The comfort
that's not related to
comfort from the one true God is never going to result in someone wanting to take their own life multiple times.
So he wanted to take his life, and God sent who to stop him?
According to who he thought it was because of Wadaka, Gabriel.
Remember, Gabriel never mentioned. Wadaka never mentioned Gabriel. So
what?
Where?
Wadaka was the one who told. Wadaka was the one who told Muhammad that it was Jibril.
He mentioned. In the hadith, it says who? The name is?
Yes, which according to them was Jibril.
So where did he say Namus is Jibril? Who said this?
Oh my gosh, bro. God. You know what?
Yeah, brother, like you're actually
Kevin, I thank you, brother. You're just so you here. You know what, guys? There's other guests, and I'm gonna give them a chance because here's the thing. This guy literally, his argument equated to so what, it doesn't matter. It's personal. Wadaka didn't say that. Because he got worried. He's literally trying to appeal to the mindset of a man that he doesn't know who lived 1,400 years ago because he has to recognize him as a prophet. It doesn't matter that it doesn't follow any established pattern, right? He wants to go to the Bible. Okay, yeah, we know Gabriel. We know Gabriel. You know why it doesn't work? His argumentation against the Bible doesn't work? Because Wadaka was the one who, according to him, said that biblically this must have been Gabriel. So now you're establishing that you used the Bible in your original encounter to establish that this was Gabriel. So when Muhammad and his cousin used the Bible to make this identification, that was okay. But now, 1,400 years later, you guys think that it's not okay? I mean, oh man, that was bad. That one was Jesus is King, baby. Let's see who else we got up. Jesus is King. And bro tried to go to Sahih Muslim 160A because he knew it didn't have the uncomfortable language in it. Sly has been waiting for a while, and I appreciate the patience. Yeah, that was rough, man. It doesn't. Oh, you know what? Let me get to some super chats right quick, guys. From Brother Israel says they should be worshiping Muhammad Ali instead. Oh, that must have been from earlier. Muhammad Ali.
Dude.
I'm digging your show, Maverick. Get them, boys. Thank you so much. I appreciate you, brother. Thank you so much for the super chats, brother. I appreciate you, man. God bless. Sly, are you a Muslim, brother? Hello, Sly. Are you there? He's been waiting for so long. He probably walked away from his phone. Brother Sly, are you there, man? Sly, you're on stage, man. Going once. Sly on stage going twice. All right, brother. Request back up if you come back and you trying to figure out why you're not there. Yeah. Anivid. I think Anivid has been on the show before.
Oh, great. Great.
Anivid, are you there? Anivid left. All right, let's see. We got two other guests. We got FX.
That's your fault, Johnny. You scared him off.
You scared him off, Johnny. You scared him off, Johnny.
Hello.
Hey, what's up, FX? How you doing, man?
Hello.
Yeah, what's up, man?
Good. How are you?
Good. Are you a Muslim?
All right. So, yeah.
All right, man. How old are you?
All right. I have my cousin. 18 right now, but I have like a disease to make my voice a bit lighter. So.
Okay.
I swear, I'm not even lying.
I'm not calling you a liar, man. I didn't expect you to say that.
But I have my cousin. Right?
Okay. All good,
so
brother. All good.
Me and my cousin are gonna debate. All right. So you want to start off first?
Yeah, brother. Are you a Muslim?
Or me? Yes.
All right. The origin of Islam is false as far as the incident at the cave of Hira. Do you agree or disagree?
I disagree.
Okay. So give me a quick synopsis. What do you think happened in the cave of Hira?
So John 17:3
says, brother, stop. You're already First of all, if you're gonna talk about John 17:3, you better read John 17:1, 2, 4, and 5 with it. All right, I'm gonna start there with you, and I'm not even gonna go there with you. Number one. Number two, what happened in the cave of Hira?
Now, first, we're debating, bro. I'm telling you, John 17:3. It said,
Dude.
Have a good one, brother.
We're not talking about Christology. We are talking about the origins of your. Oh my gosh, dude! Why is it always the Bible with these people? Every single time we're talking about the Quran. Open your Bible. John 7:3. It says the only true God is the Father. The Father, you see, bro.
It makes it sound as though they're envious of the Bible or something.
Elijah, I promise you, bro, when Johnny and Grafted first started calling the show, they were not like this.
Brother Maverick, that was a child. Did you hear me?
Yeah.
First off, I'm gonna whisper into my mic so my mom doesn't know that I'm in the corner. And also, John 3:16. What do you mean?
Hey, Yasmin, I just so you know, I text my brother and I thanked him for allowing you to come on the panel today. Just so you know, I was like, hey,
what?
Hey,
don't get it twisted.
I texted him. I was like, hey, big dog, I appreciate you.
Karen is telling me all that I need to know to be a woman in this family. Just FYI.
There's a lot.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you're gonna end up writing a thesis by the time you're done. All right. Johnny, I'm so proud. You know what? I had talked to Grafton and I listened to Johnny, and I'm so proud. Like, I don't ever want people to get unnecessarily aggressive, but I can see like Johnny didn't even ever raise his voice before he started joining this panel, and now he's tolerating a lot less. He's tolerating a lot less. Oh, George is back. Okay, FX. I'm not bringing you back up, brother. Number one, you sound like you're 7. And number two, you cannot track, brother. I will happily discuss John 17:3 with anybody. I love John 17:3, especially when people read it and don't know what it actually says clearly. But that's not what this topic is about, brother. And I'm going to respect my panelists. I'm going to respect my audience. I'm going to respect the ministry that God gave me. And we're going to stick to the topic at hand. I have no problem talking about the Bible. I love talking about the Bible.
On any other day, I would ask if I could speak with that person, but number one, I highly doubt that person's 18.
Yeah.
And secondly, I don't want to waste like Elijah's here taking time out of his day.
Yeah, exactly.
I don't want to be like, hey, brother Maverick, can I talk to him?
Yeah. Speaking of Elijah, brother Nin is back. Brother Nin, you can unmute yourself, brother. Did you come back? You must have found something, or you wanted to have a second discussion?
I wanted to ask something, because I found something.
All right, go ahead, brother.
Yeah, so to Elijah, the guy I was talking to beforehand. Yeah, I wanted to ask you a few questions before, just to clarify. So according to what the Quran said and multiple scholars, do you believe that the Persians succeeded over the Romans in 614 BC, or no, after Christ?
614 BC, or are you saying 614
no,
AD?
BC. AD. Yeah, I misspoke.
Okay, that's fine.
So yeah, do you believe in that?
That's fine. It's recorded in history. I said I was being charitable and saying that.
I know. Don't worry. I'm not gonna misrepresent your argument. I'm just asking.
Yeah, nah. 614, 615. It doesn't really matter to me.
Okay. So according to you, would the word victory over the Romans mean that they fully annihilated Romans?
That it's completed. Yeah, it's done.
Yeah, that they achieved a complete victory, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, so what I'm reading from many textbooks here says that Romans still had many forces, and they still had also the Constantinopolis that was stood, and they had many forces to fight. So it wasn't basically a complete annihilation, right?
So the point is that the Romans versus the Persians, when this war is going to be completed, that's what the Quran is talking about.
Yeah, I know. So yeah, so I just because I like to clarify the word, victory, so that we can both, get into it because I want to know your definition of victory because even now, when it
We
says that the
agreed on the
Persians,
definition of victory. Like,
yeah, we agreed, we agreed over it, but it's just in the context of what we're speaking of right now.
okay, so what's this new evidence that you have?
Yeah.
Like,
So what I'm reading here is that victory here it doesn't necessarily mean complete annihilation just in the sense of winning the major battles, right? So what the Quranic verse overcome meant.
why would I believe that?
Because that's what it meant. That's what it meant according to many scholars.
That's not what that word means. If it's saying that they've been defeated and then they will triumph, right? They will be victorious.
Yes.
It's not saying that they're going to win one battle. That's like me calling a boxer.
Yeah, I'm not saying they're going to win one battle. I said the major battles, and it's proven that Rome won the major battles.
Is Allah the best of communicators?
What?
Is Allah the best of communicators?
Yeah.
Okay. So if that's what Allah meant, could he have said that within 3 to 9 years they will win a major battle?
I didn't say a major battle. They won major battles, not a battle. Major battle.
Could Allah have clarified that if he wanted to?
It's basically what he said.
But
Overcome.
he didn't clarify that because that's not the point that he's trying to get across. He's getting across the point that within 3 to 9 years, Rome is going to be victorious over Persia.
Okay,
about they are done. Now,
100%.
historically, this happens in 628.
Okay,
There's no getting around that.
I see. So the same way you say Rome will be victorious over Persians, would it be the same way you will say that Persians were victorious over Rome in 614?
No, the battle everything wasn't over. So
it wasn't a victory.
No, because so when it says that they've been defeated, talking about they've lost their stance, right? That's fine because that's talking about the event that just happened, right?
So the Persians
didn't. And so the Quran is insinuating that this isn't over because Rome is coming back, so they're still engaging in battle. Now, the Quran doesn't go on and say, and then Persia's going to fight back, saying that this battle's going to continue, but it is over within 3 to 9 years. That's what's being talked about. So this battle,
it uses the word victorious. It doesn't mean that it's going to be a complete annihilation.
But it doesn't say that. And then after this, Persia is going to come back or whatever. No, this is done, and it is completed in 628. It is done.
It says it will overcome within 3 to 9 years, right? It will win within 3 to 9 years. So
it doesn't happen. When does Rome win?
Rome started winning started winning the major battles within 3 to 9 years. Yeah, that's true. And completely annihilated Persian within in 628.
You understand
somewhere there.
Yeah, Elijah, he's setting a standard that could, if he goes with that, could say that basically any battle ever won by even a platoon fulfilled the prophecy.
Yeah.
No, that's not what I'm saying.
No, that's what I'm saying. So you're saying that's exactly
what kind of like the recovery of what?
That's exactly what I was gonna say.
Of Jerusalem. What?
You're pretty much just saying that, hey, if I limit the scale as to what the prophecy is actually trying to say, then it can apply and it can actually stand. But
No,
that's not what Allah is. That's not what Allah is doing.
I'm trying to see your definition because as I said,
You don't need to see. We already agreed on
no,
the
because
definition.
it's yes, because here it's used in a different context. The same way I asked you, that's why I asked you to clarify. Do you believe that the Persians won, or we can use the same word overcome, or were victorious over Rome before 16 or in 1614? And he said yes, according to evidence that
I
we
said it
have.
doesn't. I said it doesn't matter. I'm saying that the event that's being talked about and not omnipotent. I'm saying that the event that's being talked about in chapter 30, verse 2, right, is saying that okay, this is a past event that happened where Rome has been defeated. Now, within
In what sense? In what sense were they defeated? Were they completely defeated?
Whatever defeat that the Quran is talking about, it doesn't matter. The thing that's being
because he uses the same word, victorious. He uses the same word.
How is it using the same? How is defeated the same word as victorious?
No, it says the Persians were victorious over Rome, and then the Rome will overcome the Persians afterwards.
It doesn't say that. It says that Rome has been defeated. That's it. It doesn't say the Persians have been victorious over Rome. It never says that.
Because that's what it implies. It implies that.
No. You see how you're just
if you defeat someone, what does that mean?
You're just lying on the text. It says Rome has been defeated. Now you're saying it's implying that the Persians were victorious over Rome because you're trying to figure out some way to make this work. That's not what the text means.
I will just take by defeated. So why do you think the Quran means when it says that the Romans were defeated? Do you mean you think they were completely defeated, or just
the place that they had, the places that they occupied were completely destroyed. They no longer had that land. Rome was defeated. It's very clear. You're supposed to believe that the Quran is clear.
Yeah, I know. So
I'm holding the Quran to its standard, and then it's saying in a nearby land, after their defeat, they will be victorious.
But 100%. Okay, but we're going by the same logic. Since you're by your logic, you're saying that in certain places, even though the Quran doesn't clarify that it was in certain places, you're even saying that in certain places, so it means you kind of understand. So the word defeat doesn't mean absolute defeat, right? Even though it just says defeat, because the Quran clarifies, and we see in the historical context, right? That's what I'm asking.
The word defeat, it's talking about defeat. They actually lost. Now, the end of the war, what Allah is talking about, he's talking about the end of the war. Because notice, when you continue reading, it says within 3 to 9 years, the whole matter rests with Allah before and after victory. And on that day, the believers will rejoice, and the victory willed by Allah. He gives victory to whoever he wills, for he is the Almighty, the most merciful, right? So what Allah is doing is showing the overwhelming victory is in his hands. He's not saying that, oh, you're going to win a battle, but you're still going to be in the thick of it. No, it's going to be very clear to everyone that this battle has been won, and this is done by the power of Allah. It's talking about the overwhelming victory that's going to be clear to everyone. The end of the battle. You have been named victorious, right?
Yes.
It's completed. So
wait a minute.
When he's talking about the defeat of the Romans, when he's talking about the defeat of the Romans, but they're going to come back, that's fine. But the time when they come back and they are victorious, and we're going to be able to tell that they're victorious, and this is done by Allah, and we can attribute these things to him, this is going to happen within 3 to 9 years. But it doesn't happen within 3 to 9 years.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's in which context are you saying that it doesn't happen within 3 to 9 years? Because the decisive
that from their defeat to their victory, there is 13 years, not 9.
Yes, the decisive major battles were won within the 9 years.
That's not what Allah said. I don't know why Muslims say that. That's not what the Quran says. That's not what Allah says. It doesn't say the decisive battles will be won within this time. It says that they are going to win from the time of their defeat to the time of their victory. That takes place within 3 to 9 years.
Yeah. So we can both interpret it in different ways. In the same way.
Oh my gosh, yo, my man.
Yes, because you're interpreting it in the sense of complete victory. And I asked you, okay, So you mean into complete victory? This is why you think the Quran interprets it. So what do you mean? So how can you expand on the word the same way you could expand on
if Allah promises me victory, like if Allah promises me that I'm going to beat cancer, right? And I just got moved up from stage 3 to stage 4, and I'm still in the middle of the fight. And Allah saying that this victory that I have over cancer is going to show, or let's say I start going into remission, but I still have cancer. I'm still going to chemo. I'm still receiving treatments, right? Allah says that this victory is
a
going
false
to be proved.
How?
Allah is literally, Allah, hold on, wait. Allah is literally saying, in regards to this supposed prophecy, that this victory, all the believers are going to rejoice at the victory willed by Allah. He gives victory to whoever he wills. He's using this event to solidify his status as the one who has power over all of these earthly matters. So it's not going to be that they begin to fight back, but it's going to be by the overwhelming victory that everyone is going to be able to see.
Yeah, and Rome achieved their overwhelming victory.
He's talking about these believers rejoicing.
Yeah.
Who starts rejoicing in the middle of the fight? I don't know if you watch basketball at all, but when they ask Kobe, hey, are you happy that you're up 2-0? He says, what is there to be happy about? Job's not finished. It's not done. So why would they start rejoicing in the middle of their fight? That's not what Allah is talking about.
Yeah. Can you read the complete verse?
That's what I've been doing.
No, you read the later half, so I like to read from the beginning where it says the Romans will be defeated, and then through they're just like
the Romans have been defeated in a nearby land, yet following their defeat they were triumphed within 3 to 9 years. The whole matter rests with Allah before and after victory, and on that day the believers will rejoice at the victory willed by Allah. He gives victory to whoever he wills. He is the Almighty, the most merciful. On that day, people will rejoice. What day is that?
What day? Yeah, that's
at the end of 9 years. At the end of 9 years. If it was 13 years, he failed to miss the mark.
Exactly.
It's that simple.
He said on that day, which the believers achieve complete. Yeah, in that sense, on that day where they achieve complete victory, they will rejoice. But they will triumph.
When is that day supposed to be?
He doesn't clarify on that.
He literally says within a few years, 3 to 9 years.
He says, he says they will overcome in 3 to 9 years, but on the day of the victory, they will rejoice.
If anybody else want
to, all right. So listen, this is the problem we have. You have to stretch and fudge what the text says for it to actually fit within an actual realized prophecy. In our Bible, right? God told the Israelites, you are going to be in the wilderness 40 years. It did not reach 45 or 52, and they were like, well, there were these other unfinished business to take care of. No, 40, that's it. When God prophesied that the Israelites were going to be in Babylon, what was it, 70 years?
75.
75, excuse me. At year 75, they were on their way back home. You understand?
There was no stretching. You have any scholarly evidence for providing this?
My Lord.
Or is it according to the Bible? Does it say after 40 years they won? I'm just asking. I don't know. I haven't read that verse. So I'm just asking, what evidence do you have?
Yeah, it does.
That you're equivocating it to this.
No, it's historically. You can see this written down in history with the decree.
Where? In the Bible or where?
But look, all of this is a distraction. Because the real topic was the cave of Hira, and you were saying there's other prophecies that support that he is getting proper revelation. And then we went to this prophecy, which at best you allowed it to be ambiguous rather than proof. But that doesn't change the attack in the cave in any way.
So,
other than to say, well, okay, the demon taught him an ambiguous statement.
Of course. Let me clarify why I didn't shift goalposts, but let me clarify why. Because in this will be just circular reasoning between you and us if we were to keep on going in there. Because I would say, yeah, according to the Quran, the Quran comes and it triumphs over the Bible because it's been corrupted. So it comes as a clarifying means, right? And you would say, no, we believe the Bible's preserved.
Okay, then let's hold on.
That's what I'm saying.
Then hold
That's
on.
what I'm
Okay,
providing you
great.
actual evidence.
Okay, so you do you believe the statement that you just made that the Quran came as a clarifier?
Which statement? Who made
I just said it. The one that you made where you claim that the Quran,
Jesus.
brother. Let
Jesus
me finish the question.
Yeah.
Do you
Okay.
believe that the Quran came as a clarifier over the Bible?
Yeah, that's what I implied. Yeah.
Okay. Do me a favor. Give me any scholar, since that seems to be your favorite question and prerequisite, or give me any manuscript or archaeological evidence that any biblical event or figure that is referred to in the Quran, give me any shred of evidence that the Quranic version of any biblical story is the correct one and not the one in the Bible. I'll wait.
So wait, yeah, we can. So your answer, your question now is I should give you scholars basically providing that the scriptures that are written from the Bible in that event where the way the Quran worded.
Yeah,
I don't know, like how you're trying to
here, and let me clarify because it sounds like you mostly understand what I'm saying.
Yeah, I mostly understand.
So, but when I say that I want evidence, I don't want your later hadith and tafsir from Muslims 700 years later that are making the same claim absent the same evidence, because you do have to understand that when looking at the Sunnah and tafsir, hi my love, that make these claims, they're also doing so absent any of that same historical objective evidence that I'm asking for. So what I want to do now is I want to look at your book, since you made that atrociously demonstrably false claim, and I want you to go back in history. You can use Google, you can use whatever you want, and I want you to provide us any evidence that, because your book is a clarifier, I want you to show us manuscript evidence showing that in the past it used to say X, but the Quran or somebody who knew Muhammad became aware of the fact that there was different manuscripts, authentic manuscripts that said something different. No. Why not?
That is not the argument.
No, well, it is the argument because you brought it up. So since this is like a courtroom, brother. Once you bring something up, you make it. It's on the table. Okay.
Because we're talking about metaphysics. This makes no sense. Like, as I said, the same thing you said.
With all respect, Nen. Hold on. I'm muting you now, brother, because you're not. You made a claim. You claimed in front of I don't know how many people that the Quran was the revelation that came and became the clarifier over the Bible because the Bible was corrupt. Was that not what he said, gentlemen and ladies? Was that not what he said? Okay, great. So now, Nin, since you're so keen on asking us for scholars and for evidence, and then you receive it and you still don't accept it, provide everybody in the world for the first time here on my channel. Make me famous, brother. Show us that you guys have the manuscripts, the real biblical manuscripts that confirm your versions of Adam, Abraham, Moses, Noah, Jesus. Give me any of it, brother. That's what I want. You made the claim, so now back the claim up.
By the way, you're the first. You were the first guys who relied on scholars. How would you know that Rome won in 628?
Stop stalling.
Before I go, I just want to make that clarification. Okay. So that we know which.
Okay, then go. Sure, whatever you say, brother. Go ahead. Give me the evidence. Thank you.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I can give you an evidence, and I'll formulate it like this. Because we're talking about metaphysical events such as angels, such as prophecies, miracles, we can't just rely on certain scriptural texts. We have to rely on, events or basically books which, technically would be true if you say you confirm all of their stories. We have to go by them and see, okay, do they work in a sense? Do they fulfill all of this? All of this needs that we have to confirm it. We can't just go by scholarly or like worldly things because it makes no sense. Like,
Hold on. I don't
you
think
can't you
he
can't
was
use.
referring. Wait a minute. He wasn't asking for evidence of like miraculous events.
That's not what I asked you for.
Our scripture coincides with historical
Yes.
events. There
Yes.
are individuals historically
Okay, so
who are hostile to the gospel. Hold on. They are hostile to the gospel, meaning that they do not agree with opposition at all, but yet they confirm key historical events. Like, for example, Pontius Pilate, and there being evidence of a Messiah figure of the Jews who was crucified.
I don't think that. Wait, but the Quran doesn't disagree on this. That the figure wasn't crucified.
Wait a minute.
He was
Your scripture
crucified?
says he did not die, right?
Yeah, he didn't die. Someone else was
He did
crucified
not
in his
die.
place.
Okay, so historically, what people were ever crucified by the Romans and survived?
So historically, as I said, someone else was crucified in his place.
No. That's a metaphysical claim,
Right?
Because according to the Quran,
Yeah,
it's
I can make
Allah who made it
metaphysical claims
appear.
because we're believing in metaphysical books. The same way you can make claims that angels came and that you're solved and you go to heaven, even though we can't prove that with our
Wait a
eyes.
minute. Did you not hear the challenge? We said find evidence of a historical event, not a metaphysical, a historical event that can coincide with our text, but for some reason ours is wrong and your rendition, according to the Quran, is correct. Produce that. That's what Brother Maverick requested of you.
Guys, really quick,
Oh,
can we
yeah,
say supernatural event? Because I don't think metaphysical event is the correct term.
Okay, yeah, of course.
I could be wrong, but knowing the
We can say supernatural events.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it is supernatural. That's why I was like about to chime in, and then I got really confused. I'm pretty sure it's supposed to be supernatural.
Oh, good. So Nin, so I will use an example. Okay, let me make it easier for you. Okay,
Give me.
Here. You know what? I'll make it even easier than that. I don't even have to make it comparative. Surah chapter 10, verse 92. Johnny already knows where I'm going with this, right? I think everybody here knows where I'm going with this.
You mean? Yeah. I think I know where you're going with this.
So today, I would assume we all know the context, right? The context of chapter 10 up until this point, ladies and gentlemen, is the Exodus events, the Israelites being pursued through the Red Sea unjustly. I think we are all comfortable with that at this point, right? All right.
Yeah.
So today, we will save you in body, that you may be to those who succeed you a sign. And indeed, many among the people of our signs are heedless. So now, in the Bible, we know that this event occurred. We know that it occurred a specific way. We know that there was 10 plagues. We know about the interactions between Moses and God, and Moses and Aaron and the Pharaoh. We know all of this, right? Okay. Now, in your book, supposedly the Pharaoh was with his army when they pursued the Israelites through the Red Sea. And supposedly, according to your book, the Pharaoh, who we know now was literally in his 80s or 90s, but according to the Quran, was on a chariot, galloping, trying to get the Israelites gone, old as hell, couldn't walk, but he was with his army trying to go after the Israelites, okay? But I digress. So he's going after the Israelites, and apparently he drowns and attempts to try to take a shahada, which again, not in the Bible anywhere, but according to your Quran, he tried to take a shahada. As he was drowning, tries to take a shahada. Mind you, in the Bible, it made it clear that the Pharaoh had no interest whatsoever in a relationship with God. As a matter of fact, told Moses, I am the authority. There is no God here. There is no authority here but me. Gentlemen, am I tracking so far or not? Am I correct or
As
not?
I said,
Okay. Hold on, Then I'm brother. Let me land. Let me land. Because what I want to do is I want to be as thorough as possible because I don't want to be told later that I'm misrepresenting anything. All right. So we know in the Bible what it says about the Pharaoh. We know that the Quran says that he tried to take a shahada. Okay, great. So he tried to take a shahada, and God, Allah, according to you, refused this shahada, told him absolutely not, and said, so today we will save you in body, that you may be to those who succeed you a sign. And indeed, many among the people of our signs are heedless. Brother, when the hell did the Pharaoh, Ramses II, or any Pharaoh from that time period for that matter, when was their body perfectly preserved and used as a sign for future generations?
Yeah.
I'm sorry, what?
Yeah, in what context is the Quran using this? We have to clarify.
In a historical context, my friend, which is why I am saying it to you.
That will be used as a heedless. Yeah.
Sure. And we know that Egyptologists have confirmed that they're almost certain that Ramses II was the pharaoh of Egypt at that time. They confirmed so many things about that man. One of the most important things that they confirmed, my friend Nin, was that he did not drown. They confirmed that he had poor circulation, that he had horribly rotting teeth, that he had arthritis. They were able to confirm all of these things. The worst part about it for you is that they have confirmed that he did not pass away the way that your Quran says he did. He was mummified. And if he was mummified, his body was not preserved and presented as an example for generations after him. So now, show us why the Bible is incorrect about this and the Quran is correct. Because as far as I know, no pharaoh was ever used as an example for anybody.
Does it say when the Quran says his body will be preserved, does it say his image or his body as in the literal sense?
It says the body as an example.
Correct, in a literal sense, brother. As a matter of fact, if we look at the other translation, we can look.
Preserved for future generations.
He said the face. What you was gonna say, the Sphinx?
What?
I said you asked, did he mean literally or was it the face? And my chain of thought.
Image.
So the Sphinx, right?
Yeah. Nin, do you believe that when Allah says something, he means what he says, brother? You believe that when he says something, he means exactly what he's saying. There's no ambiguity to it, right?
No.
The verse.
I believe in the author of Quran and what he says.
Okay, great. So I'm gonna read it for you again. So today we will save you in body, that you may be to those who succeed you a sign. So today we will save you in body. What's that word I'm saying? In what? What's the word there? In what?
Wait, do you guys maybe presumably know what the...
Answer the question, bro. In what? What did Allah say? In body. So it's not. So it is physical.
I'm not disagreeing.
Okay. When in history was the Pharaoh's body from over 3,000 years ago preserved? Who was it used as an example to? And where can I find this in history? If you give that to me right now, I will take my shahada live in front of everybody.
Wait a moment. Just let's just calm down for a second. Because I want to ask you a question. Do you know what the tafsir or maybe multiple hadith say about this?
What it says, what the tafsir and the hadith say are inconsequential. I am asking you for actual objective historical proof that what your God said he was going to do and supposedly did, he did, brother. The retroactive patchwork of tafsir and hadith matters not.
It does matter. I will tell you later, but I just want to know because I'm not familiar with the verse. I thought you meant another verse, but I just want to know if it actually means the body as in literal word. That's
brother.
That's
Yeah, in every translation it says here, today we will save you in body. The Pictal says, but this day we save thee in thy body, that thou mayest be a portent for those after thee. The Arbery translation says, so today we shall deliver thee with thy body, that thou mayest be assigned to those after thee. No matter which translation you use, no matter which era you're doing it from, I'm on QuranX.com. And it has the Arabic. I mean, I can copy and paste the Arabic into Google Translate if you want. Here, Google Translate. Okay,
No,
all right.
just give me the verse. Yeah, just give me the
Oh,
verse.
okay. There
As
you
I
go.
said, I'm not too familiar with the verse.
1092.
So I guess I'm not taking my shahada today then, huh?
I thought what you meant with 1093 was going to the the Islamic dilemma, and I didn't think you were going here.
No, that's 94.
Brother,
I'm not marrying. Hey, I'm not gonna marry into a family with a Muslim. I'm not gonna marry into a family with a Muslim, Maverick.
Yeah.
You're ruining it for your brother, Maverick. Relax. I'm not marrying.
I'm glad I know what to do now. You know what? I'm gonna show up to your wedding and I'm gonna be wearing a tunic with the headgear.
So it's 1093, right? The verse before the 1094.
1092, brother. 1092.
1092.
You believe me, you don't want to do 1094. If you're having a hard time with this, 1094 is gonna make you pull your hair out.
As I said, I'm not knowledgeable in everything in the Quran.
That's
so
okay.
okay.
That's okay.
I just want to see the explanation, and maybe we can work from that.
Okay.
It's always fun though when the scholars say Allah didn't know what he was saying.
So here it says, so today we will save you in your body so that you may be a sign for those after you. And indeed, many people are heedless of our signs. So the word, so the today in the sense, was it like today in the modern sense, or is it today in that moment that happened? That he saved the Pharaoh.
Brother, if you're being saved, right, as an example for generations after you, then it would stand. Hold on, if you're being saved, listen. This is a temporal argument. If you're gonna be presented, right, as an example to generations after you, then it stands to reason that your body would have to be preserved physically in that present day so that you can be used for the example after you, brother. This isn't Back to the Future, okay? Today doesn't stop meaning today because the argument becomes uncomfortable.
No, I think you misunderstood what I said. I meant the verse. So today we will save you in your body. Was it as in there what Allah told them when they were with Moses? Allah told him he will save him today so that he will be, so that he will be a sign.
Brother, yeah, there's no ambiguity to it, brother. No ambiguity to it. No matter what translation you look at, it says today. Again, and I asked you. That's why I asked you. Hold on, Nin. That's why I asked. Nin, hold on, brother. Hold on. That's why I asked you earlier. When Allah says something, does he mean what he says? You said yes. I said, is there ambiguity to it? You said no. So now you're trying to use today and cover it with this cloak of ambiguity.
No. I just want to understand what your own interpretation of
brother. What interpretation?
No, why should you understand? Just explain.
This is a delay tactic to ask for a definition.
Yeah.
That's all it is. You know what today means. We know what today means. Everyone knows what today means.
That day here. To answer your question, today means today. Like today is Saturday, the 10th of January for me, right? So if you were to come up to me and say, Brother Maverick, are we going out today? I'm gonna be like, yeah, sure, and then let's go out today. And then you look at me and say, why aren't you getting ready? I was like, oh, when you said today, I thought you meant next week. You're gonna look at me like I'm a complete idiot.
Then that's exactly what I meant. So you meant today as in Allah saying that day he will save it, right?
Yes.
That's all I'm asking.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
I wasn't gonna make some. No, that's all I was asking.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, because I'm trying to understand the verse better. As I said, that's all I'm asking.
I got you. I got you.
Weird argument.
I got you.
Yeah. Because I'm reading the verse now, and I'm trying to read the explanation. Because it's the first time I've seen this verse. That's why.
That's all good. No problem. Yeah. So then, did you have anything? Are you looking for proof or?
No, I'm just looking because I said I can't explain it fully by myself because I didn't know, I didn't know this argument. I just, as I said, I'm looking into it right now. I can give you. I'm looking into the explanation of it, and I will also tell you why I believe the explanation is also valid. We can look into hadiths and tafsirs.
Wait a minute. Wait a minute. You just said you're looking for the explanations right now. So
Yeah.
you've already concluded that the explanation is valid? The thing that you have not read yet?
Yeah, because if you believe in the verse, you believe in its explanation, right? If it's the same author.
Oh my goodness. So you do understand. So Nin, you know what I find interesting is the double standard behind that because brother, can I finish what I'm saying or?
Yeah, of course.
What I find interesting is the double standard behind that because you're saying, well, I know I'll find an explanation in the tafsir and the hadith. Now, here's what's interesting about that.
Okay.
The Exodus events happened over 3,000 years ago, right? And they were recorded in the manuscripts of the Old Testament, okay? And then you have the Quran, which comes 600 years after the New Testament, and makes a false claim about an Old Testament claim, which was thousands of years before that, right? At that point, I would say probably many thousands of years, 2,000 years at least, by the time Muhammad made the erroneous claim. And now you're saying, but it's okay. I'm going to go to people who wrote tafsir and hadith centuries after. I'll go to the likes of Ibn Kathir, who came not until 700 years after Muhammad passed away, and look at what his explanation is, despite the fact that he doesn't have any historical evidence either. Because I didn't ask you to look at hadith and tafsir. I asked you for objective historical proof.
I was looking into this tafsir just so that I could understand the verse, not so that I could refute your claim.
Then tafsir, the only thing tafsir are going to do is try to act as retroactive patchwork for the blunders of the Quran, which is why I'm saying what I'm saying to you.
It's an explanation. It's something I appeal to. Right?
It's something you appeal to, but it's something you appeal to absent any actual objective evidence. Like when we look at biblical events, like Brother Elijah told you earlier, we have the archaeology to back us up. We have the manuscript evidence to back us up. We have over 25,000 documented archaeological finds alone that verify biblical. Brother, you have an issue. You have an issue. You have an issue waiting for people to finish their sentence, right?
Because you're misinterpreting. I'm not saying it's not valid. I'm not trying to refute your claim. I'm not saying it's not valid. I'm just saying I'm trying to understand the verse better so that then I can talk and have a conversation.
Brother, it's one sentence. Go ahead, Elijah. Go ahead. Cut it off.
I'm sorry. So, Nin, I think that what you should try, like in regards to the Romans that we were just talking about, in regards to this, is that you're kind of just blindly accepting whatever the Muslims say rather than actually looking for truth. So we don't have a problem.
I researched it beforehand.
Wait. Okay, we don't have a problem with you going and looking at the hadith and seeing the Muslim position. But the thing is that your investigation shouldn't stop there. You should be trying to figure out whether their position actually corresponds with what's real, with reality, right? So Muslims could put forth this claim. Ibn Kathir could put forth this claim. Al-Tabari could put forward a claim and say, hey, this is how we're going to explain this verse, right? And they could try to make it ambiguous or whatever the case may be. Only Allah knows. Now, does that actually correspond with reality should be your next question. So it doesn't just stop at whatever Muslims say, but rather you're actually looking for truth and going beyond just their claims. Rather, I'm going to see whether or not this actually corresponds with reality. I think that should be your next move. It's good that you're doing research, but it's stopping at the wrong place.
No, I think you're 100% right, and that's what I've been doing, right? Because I accepted this claim, and I went, and I also said, I came back, and I said, I agree that it ended at 628. That's not what the Quran says. It shows nowhere in the Quran, but I agree that scholars said, according to evidence, it ended at 628. And then we went on and talked about the verse. So no, I completely agree with what you said. That's why I said I'm just looking at the explanation so that I don't give you guys a false refutation and then or someone else, and then you can clip it. Or I'm not saying
No,
you guys are gonna
that's fair.
clip it.
That's fair. I'm not gonna. That's fair. As long as you're being honest and you're truly investigating, that's what's
Yeah,
gonna
yeah.
matter. I think
So as
that
I
if you
said,
keep doing that, you'll be on the right
100%.
path.
So as I said, I 100% admit I don't know much about the verse. So maybe I don't know if you guys want to still stick here and maybe tell me
Culture.
something else, make a better proof so I can investigate, or we can go to some verses that I know better. I don't know if you guys want to, give me more evidence so that maybe I can research. I don't know, or
Well, keep.
because
I
as I
would
said,
say
I'm
that. I would say
not
for
really.
you, there's not a lot that we can do right now because you're still trying to defend Islam, right? You're not trying to look. Okay, it would be easier for us to operate when you understand that. Okay, maybe what I believed in is false. Now I'm looking for what's true. So as you're continuing to investigate Islam, I'm not saying that you believe Islam is false right now. As you continue to investigate Islam, go ahead and do that. Continue looking for truth. And then if you have questions about Christianity after you actually look into Islam and you're able to see Islam for what it really is, then obviously come back. Brother Maverick is live Tuesday, Thursday, Saturday at 3 p.m. Central Standard Time. Loves talking about the Bible.
Also,
Like, we're not running away from the
sorry.
Bible, but
Yeah, no problem. I'm not
Hold
saying
on,
you're running
hold
away.
on, hold on,
As I
hold
said,
on. Hey. Gosh, my goodness. I shouldn't have to have a male voice to ask you to be quiet if I'm trying to talk, okay? Just relax. I shouldn't have to speak like a man to tell you to relax. Don't talk over people. You've done it a lot already. But I was just going to tell you that you should also I know that you're well aware that there are a number of ex-Muslims now all over TikTok who go live. Okay, I'm one of them, but a lot of people go live solo all the time. There are a lot of ex-Muslims. So if you want, my name is Word Unboxed. I'm on the TikTok side. You could friend me and I can send you to some men that are ex-Muslims, because I know that you might feel better talking to a man. But I think that you should definitely talk to some ex-Muslims too.
no problem. We are accepted. As I said, I wouldn't have come here if I wasn't ready to have a conversation.
All good. And then the thing about it is, brother, we just want, at the end of the day, we're not doing this for the sake of doing it. We're not doing it for the sake of polemics, right? We're doing it because for a couple of different reasons, none the least of which being we want you to accept the true God, which is Jesus Christ. I know that you don't believe that, okay? But it's still our job to try. Jesus Christ said long ago for the apostles to go forth, for the disciples to go forth and make disciples of all nations. That mission didn't stop with them, right? It carried on throughout time from exactly where they were until all over the world now. That's why there are billions of Christians, because the Messiah's words permeated throughout time, throughout philosophy, throughout culture, throughout scrutiny, throughout everything. Jesus Christ's name is known corner to corner. And that's what we want for you, brother. If that means that we have to point out the flaws in the Quran to show you that it's not really God's word, because there is a true God's word that's been established, and it's not the Quran, it's the Bible, and we're planting a seed for you, then that's the point. That's what we want to do. It's not because we're trying to just win arguments and be right for the sake of it, because then I promise and guarantee you, almost everybody here knows what my setup looks like. I could be playing Battlefield 6. I could be playing Fortnite. I could be playing all the extensive games I have in my Steam library that I haven't touched since God knows how long, instead of doing this. But because I love God and because I know what Jesus has done for me, I am here now trying to spread that same love to you. I don't hate you, brother. I don't hate any Muslim. There are Muslims that irritate the crap out of me. But guess what? I got people in my family who irritate the crap out of me just as much. So it's not because they irritate me out of hatred. They irritate me because of their deception and their willing deception, right? But having said that, man, I don't want this to be the last time that you talk to me. Follow me on TikTok or Instagram, whatever. All my stuff is there. crossunit.net/Discord. You can go in there and ask questions all you want. It's open to everybody. Okay, we got Muslims going in there all the time. All I ask is don't be a troll, because my mods will kick you in a second. Most of the time people get kicked, I don't even know. Okay, but you have any number of people in there. Johnny, Grafted, there are so many good people in there. Chris, that they will answer your questions. They will answer your questions about the Bible, with apologetics, whatever. But I don't want this to be the last time that you and I have contact, because I think that the question that I set up for you shows you that there are things that you do need to research. And what I want you to do is, if you're going to follow your knee-jerk reaction, which I know you probably will, you're probably still going to look at the hadith, you're going to look at the tafsir, no problem. But if you're truly searching for truth, that search will be followed up with an objective search of history and archaeology and everything else, and see. Then when you see they don't line up, that's when I want you to do soul searching and get on your hands and knees and pray. Listen, here's the thing. I don't even want you to admit to me if you're going to do it. I don't, because I know we're online. Okay. What I want you to try is, I want you to say straight up in your head or out loud, Jesus, if you're listening to me, please heed my prayer. Please consume me with the Holy Spirit.
That'd be sure, bro.
Again, I didn't say for you to admit it here. I just said that if you're willing to try, just go ahead and try. Okay?
Only after I don't believe in the Quran.
That's fine.
Do
which is
I don't believe I'm completely sure.
Which is why I said what I said first, right? Because if you're doing an objective search for truth, if it is objective, then I am fully confident in the conclusion that you will come to. Thank you so much, Brother Nin, for calling in. I appreciate you, man. Listen, guys, at the end of the day, this is what it's all about, right? If we bring people to Jesus Christ by casting even the smallest amount of doubts in their heart about the Quran, then that's how we'll do it. If they want to hear about Jesus Christ directly, then that's how we'll do it. If we got to go out to the streets and preach like Marcos from Real Faith and Sower of Christ Ministries, that's what we'll do. If we got to do more apologetics videos about the Bible, that's what we'll do. I don't care how we get to the end state. Jesus said a long time ago that the road to destruction was broad and many are on it. That doesn't mean that our mission to try to pluck as many people off of that broad road stops. Okay? So long as there is breath in our lungs, we need to continue on this mission. Because the last thing I ever want is to be ascending back to my Messiah and look over my shoulder and know that there was anyone that I could have spoken to, that I could have tried, and now they're staying behind and they are covered in anguish. I don't want that for anybody. Believe it or not, guys, I don't even want that for Libiano or Dean Responds or Cora the Timee. I don't want it for any of them. Not any of them. Because finite conflicts aside, eternity is forever, ladies and gentlemen. If anybody wants to make an end statement, go ahead and please do.
I do. Is Elijah still here?
Elijah's there.
Yeah, I'm here.
Hey, Elijah.
Hey.
If I was still a Muslim, I would have cooked you in that debate. I'm just saying.
Unfortunately,
and Johnny?
we would never see. We would never see.
Johnny?
Johnny, you got something to say? Or are you not going to talk because the word is here?
Hey.
What? Johnny? Are you there? Johnny? Did you eat, Johnny?
Doesn't like Johnny, by the way.
Johnny ate. He was eating
I
when
love
the
Johnny.
stream started, yeah. He gets
Okay,
yelled
I
at.
just want to make sure Johnny ate.
He gets yelled at for not
And
eating.
and Chris. Chris.
Yep.
Hi.
Hi. Nice to see you.
You didn't say hi. Just FYI. Sorry, I didn't. Sorry, Elijah. I have to make sure I keep my boys in check here. My bad.
Nah, I hear you. I hear you.
So guys, I want to say a huge two things. Number one, to Elijah, thank you so much, bro. I know you had a busy day. No, thank you for coming, man. Elijah got called into work at the last minute and still made sure that he was here with us, guys. So really huge shout out. I wanted him here because I love his style. Believe it or not, he's when I'm at work and he's on, I have him on the whole time. Even if I get called to calls or whatever, I still get out. I leave him on. I love that his style is extremely robust, extremely educated, and I really do admire it. And his ministry is gonna go far. Elijah, whenever I can return the favor, brother, you let me know. Especially now because I'm on vacation. So if you ever want me to stop by, I will happily do it. No problem, brother. As long as you let me know and I let my wife know, hey, let's not do this because I got to be at the house or whatever. Other than that,
I would love that, man.
Yeah, I would happily just text me. You got my number? Just text me
I got you.
and let me know, especially if you want to run this back again on your channel because They don't seem to like it, man. They don't, it's not fun for them. They don't like it. They don't like it at all. Unfortunately, guys, Central Dawa did say he wanted to come in to debate me. I won't be platforming him anymore. I think that he's shown his true colors one too many times. Yeah, he's shown his true color one too many times, and I will not platform him here. I think he's getting desperate for attention, and I love you, Central. I love you. I pray that one day you're saved, but I cannot tolerate and condone the behavior that you have put forth, especially towards people of colored skin. So I will not engage with you. Yeah, I will not engage with you at all. And I'm not even gonna say what he did. It just doesn't matter anymore at this point. I just will not platform that guy. Having said that, guys, one last thing to the cross unit. Everybody in the cross unit. All right. I love you guys. I know you guys are loyal. Ladies and gentlemen, please, I'm getting notifications that less than 5% of the people who are watching my uploaded videos are subscribed. That means that 95% of people on YouTube watching my videos are not even subscribed to me. Guys, please, please, please click that bell. Click the share button and hit the like buttons when the videos come out, guys. Otherwise, YouTube will never get us back into the algorithm. I really need you guys' help. I pinned the link for my latest video that came out yesterday night in the chat. I'm going to go back to posting the videos earlier. I was trying something because vidIQ told me that people were more active at night last night. It didn't turn out that it did not turn out that way. Okay. So it is what it is, guys. Everybody has great videos. Everybody has, slow traction videos. But guys, I need you guys as my family to please support the ministry. Click the video, watch the video all the way through. Listen, I don't care if you put it on your phone and walk away from it. But if we do not start looking at the videos again and the CTR rate doesn't go up and the likes don't go up and nobody's watching it, we're never going to pick back up, guys, and the ministry is going to just stall. And I know I can count on you guys. So please, right after this, please go ahead, hit the video in the pinned. I pinned it in the comment section and check it out. It came out yesterday at 9 p.m. and I will be doing that on every stream now. I will pin the latest video for those of you who didn't get to see it at the top of the chat so that after the stream, you guys have something to watch right after. And I don't even remember what video it is, guys, because I make a lot of videos in one shot, but just please go watch it. Whatever. Leave a comment, leave a like, all of that. What up, Word?
Can I live just a statement? I don't know if you're familiar with Sarah. She's often at London Speakers Corner. She's from the UK. She's from London. Blonde hair, British accent. Unfortunately, I did not save her channel, but I've seen her a few times at Speakers Corner. I had a chance to meet her today. Over at Upper Room NYC. That's the congregation that Radar Apologetics, Rabbi Ed leads. So her and a friend of hers, Aaron, they're in the New York City area. They're gonna be here for a few months. And they just invited me to go preach to like the Jews over in Brooklyn this Tuesday. So, we're going to be doing that. So keep us in prayer. All right.
Amen, brother. I will sure will. Real quick, guys, just so you know, this is the video you guys are looking for when we leave. First of all, keep Brother Word is the way in prayer for his ministry. Also, guys, here is the video from last night. I, again, will be doing this moving forward. The title is Muslim says the Quran is not clear, then freezes when asked one question. It'll be an entertaining watch, guys. Brother Elijah, thank you so much, man. I really do appreciate it. And, of course, Brother Johnny, Brother Chris, Marcos, Word, you guys are absolutely phenomenal. Numbers were great today, man. Participation was great. I really didn't do it. Y'all know when y'all were talking, I was doing a thumbnail for the next video. I have nothing to do. I was just hanging out. I was like, they're all tag teaming. I'm like, whatever. And you know what? If it was up to me, it would be like that every single time, guys, because I know there's some channels that just like to be the one guy talking all the time. And that's great. That's great. I do love talking to people. I also do love having other Christians talk to these guys because we're a team. This doesn't need to be about me. It's about the Messiah.
Glory be to God, bro. I appreciate you having me up here, man.
Yeah,
and
man.
all of you guys for having me and just allowing me.
I have one more
guys.
thing to say.
What, Word?
I have one more thing. Johnny,
Yeah.
can you be my flower boy at my wedding?
No, that's my son. Johnny can't be the flower boy.
What?
My son is the ring bearer. There's no flower boy.
Okay, obviously you missed the joke, stupid.
Yeah, my son already called dibs on being the ring bearer, so you got that already.
Elijah, are you coming to my wedding? You're invited, bro. It's all
Yeah,
right.
you're
I
gonna
know
be
we don't know
invited.
each other, but I guess you can be
man.
invited. It's all good.
Yeah, let me know. Let me know the details.
No, yeah, we're
I
gonna.
got
I'm
you.
gonna hit you up, Elijah. When I'm gonna, everybody's gonna be invited. Avery's gonna be, but it's gonna be it's gonna be enough ahead of time that people are gonna know that it's coming, so that if you have to travel and you want to come, then you're welcome to come. Yeah. So apparently, I will be performing the ceremony.
I'm marrying into Brother Maverick's family, so I can ruin his life.
Yeah.
Oh, amen.
Luckily for me, luckily for me, there are lots of firearms in my house. So,
Elijah, what part of this? I'm trying to get a fix on your accent. You from the South?
Nah. I'm from LA.
LA. Oh wow, I got that so disastrously wrong.
All the way other side. Man.
New York meets Los Angeles, ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah.
All right, guys. Thank you. I love each and every one of y'all, man. I'm gonna get out of here. Literally, my booty hurts already from doing all this sitting. So, yeah.
God bless.
God bless you guys. Appreciate
God
you.
bless.
Elijah, hit me up, man. We'll get together again, bro. Appreciate you guys.
Got you. Yeah.
I'm gonna message you, brother.
All right. Okay. All right, brother. Later. All right, guys. Thank you so much. Love you guys. Appreciate you guys. As always, man, be safe, guys. Be good, be blessed. Please go to the video, guys, and watch the video from yesterday. Give it a thumbs up. Give it a like. Share the video. Click that bell for event notifications. Let's get us back in the algo, guys. Please. Love you guys. Appreciate you guys. Have a good one, man.